Money isn't just about jobs. Have you ever stopped to think where money really comes from? We often learn that you get a job, you work, and then you get paid. And that's true for a lot of people. But here's the thing. That's just one part of a much bigger story. Money isn't just a reward for showing up and doing tasks. It's a powerful idea, a kind of energy that moves through the world in many different ways. Think about it like this. For thousands of years, people didn't have jobs as we know them. They traded things, sure, but they also created value. Someone might grow extra crops, or craft a beautiful pot, or even tell a captivating story. These things had value, and they could be exchanged. Money became a way to hold that value, to store it, so you didn't have to carry around a pile of extra vegetables or pots. It became a measure of trust, a promise of what something is worth. Even if you weren't actively working for it in the moment, it's like planting a tree. When you plant a tiny seedling, you do some work, right? You dig a hole, you water it, but after that initial effort, much of the tree's growth happens on its own. Slowly, quietly, day after day, it grows bigger, stronger, and eventually it might give fruit or shade, or even wood. You aren't working a job for the tree every single hour. Instead, you put in effort at the start. You understand how it grows, and you let nature take its course. That tree becomes valuable over time, not just because you dug a hole once, but because of its ability to grow and produce. So, money can also grow and produce, not just from the sweat of daily labor, but from smart ideas, from patience, and from understanding how value is created in the world. It's about more than just earning a paycheck. It's about recognizing the hidden currents of value and learning how to plant seeds that grow into something wonderful. It's about seeing the world with a curious mind, understanding how things connect, and letting your insights create something meaningful. Your biggest secret power is learning. Have you ever felt like there's a hidden strength inside you, waiting to be found? It's not magic, but it feels like it. Here's the thing. Your greatest secret power isn't super strength. It's learning. Think about it. When you learn, you change, you grow, you become someone new, little by little, every single day. Long ago, a wise man named Socrates said something simple but important. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. He meant that smart people understand how much there is still to learn. They stay curious. They don't pretend to have all the answers. This humble idea, that we're always students, has shaped how people think for thousands of years. It tells us being open to new ideas is truly powerful. Imagine trying a tough new video game level. At first, you might fail. A lot. But you don't give up. You try different moves. You watch how the enemy behaves. You learn the patterns. Slowly, you get better. You start to win. That feeling, overcoming something by simply trying and understanding, that's learning at work. Your brain actually changes, making new connections, like tiny roads being built inside your mind. So, maybe the richest secret isn't a vault of gold. Maybe it's knowing you hold an endless ability within yourself. An ability to understand, to adapt, to build a future for yourself, one piece of knowledge at a time. It's a quiet strength, always there, ready for you to use, and it lets you shape your own world, your own story, just by being open to what comes next. They start small, like really small. Have you ever looked at something huge, a skyscraper touching the clouds, a vast forest, or even a famous person's life and wondered, how did that even happen? It's easy to feel like those big things are just there, like they popped into existence, fully formed and impressive. But here's the thing about almost everything truly significant, especially when it comes to success or wealth. It rarely starts big. It almost always begins with something tiny. Think about the largest, most ancient oak tree. It didn't start as a towering giant. It began as a small, humble acorn, no bigger than your thumb, lying on the forest floor. For centuries, people have understood this idea. There's a wisdom in knowing that immense power, great beauty, or vast fortunes often come from the smallest, most quiet beginnings. It's a bit like a secret whisper from history. Don't dismiss the small stuff. Here's an example. Imagine you want to become a brilliant musician. You don't just wake up one day playing complex You start with one single note, then a simple scale, then a basic tune. Each practice session, no matter how short, adds a tiny bit to your skill. It's like drops of water slowly filling a bucket, or a tiny seed pushing through the soil. Day after day, week after week, each small effort might feel insignificant on its own, but they are all connected. They build upon each other. forming a foundation. So when you see someone who has achieved a lot, remember this: their journey wasn't a sudden leap. It was a long path made of countless tiny steps, one after the other. It reminds us that our own big dreams don't need a grand opening. They just need a quiet start, a single, brave beginning, and then another small step. It's a gentle reminder that every grand adventure truly does begin with that first, small step, full of silent promise. Saving isn't a chore, it's a game. Have you ever felt like saving money is just another thing you have to do, like eating your vegetables when you'd rather have dessert? Here's the thing, that feeling can make saving feel like a heavy burden. But what if we looked at it differently? What if saving isn't about giving things up, but about building something powerful, piece by piece, like in a great adventure game? Think about our ancestors. Long ago, they didn't have banks or dollars, but they understood saving. They stored seeds for next year's crops or dried meat for winter. This wasn't a punishment. It was a smart play, a strategy for survival and a stronger future. It built peace of mind, knowing they were ready for what came next. This can help you see your own money in a new way. Imagine you're playing your favorite video game. You collect coins, power-ups, or resources. You don't spend them all at once. Instead, you save them up to buy that special item, unlock a new level, or get that powerful upgrade for your character. Each time you put a little money aside, it's like collecting another coin in your real-life game. You're building your future power-ups, saving for something truly meaningful to you. Maybe it's a new bike, a special trip, or even the chance to help someone you care about. And that's why it matters. This isn't just about accumulating cash. It's about gaining a quiet kind of freedom. It's about the peace that comes from knowing you have options, that you're prepared. You're not just moving through life, letting things happen to you. You're actively shaping your path, making choices that build a stronger, more confident version of yourself. When you save, you're investing in your own strength, and that's a game everyone can win. What they buy isn't always fancy. Do you ever picture rich people surrounded by dazzling, expensive things? Castles, private jets, solid gold everything. Right. Here's a secret that might change that picture. What they buy isn't always about flash. Sometimes, it's about what helps them grow, what lasts, or what simply works. It's about making smart choices that serve a purpose, not just buying the biggest, shiniest toy. Think about it. Long ago, thinkers understood something important about true value. The ancient Roman Stoics, for example, believed in living simply. They focused on what truly mattered: wisdom, good character, and helping others. They knew that chasing endless desires, buying every new thing, often brought more worry than joy. Their idea was that real wealth wasn't in piles of stuff, but in peace of mind and useful things. They looked past the surface shine. It's like choosing a really good, sturdy backpack for school. You could pick the one with all the glitter and a famous brand name that falls apart in a month. Or you could choose one that's plain, maybe even a little boring, but it's made well. It holds your books, protects your laptop, and lasts for years, even after you drag it through the mud. The flashy one breaks. The plain, strong one supports you. The rich often look for that sturdy backpack quality in their choices. Whether it's reliable software, a dependable car, or a practical home, they value function and how long something lasts. This idea can feel strange, because our world often tells us to want the new and shiny, but it quietly teaches us something important. Real value isn't always loud or obvious. It often hides in quiet usefulness, in things that serve a purpose, or in experiences that last longer than any material thing. Maybe the real secret is understanding that what we need to thrive, what truly supports our lives, doesn't always come with a designer label. Sometimes, it's just really good, really effective, and lasting. They learn from mistakes, fast. Have you ever messed up, really badly, and felt that heavy drop in your stomach? We all have. For many, mistakes feel like a brick wall, stopping us cold. But here's the thing about people who achieve great things, including the rich. They don't see walls. They see speed bumps. This isn't about never failing. Everyone fails. It's about how quickly you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and figure out why you fell. Imagine learning a new trick on a skateboard. You try, you fall, ouch. Do you quit? Probably not. You think, was my foot wrong? Did I lean too much? You make a quick mental note, adjust, and try again. Almost instantly, that quick bounce back, that immediate lesson, is a superpower. Humans have done this forever. Every invention, every discovery, came from countless tries that didn't quite work. Think about ancient builders, figuring out how to make an arch stand strong. They tried one way, it collapsed. They learned, adjusted, and tried another. They kept moving. They didn't see failure as the end, but as a messenger, showing what asterisk, not asterisk, to do next time. So, for successful people, a mistake isn't a permanent mark of shame. It's like a level you failed in a video game. You don't throw the controller away. You hit retry. You remember the trap that got you, or the enemy's pattern. You use that knowledge to try a different path, a better move. You get smarter because of the bump, not stopped by it. This means you can change your path. You can get better. It's a quiet strength. This ability to not just face a mistake, but to let it teach you fast. It's about keeping your heart open to learning, even when things feel tough. Understand that every stumble can actually push you forward, if you let it. Time is worth more than cash. Have you ever really thought about what's truly precious? Not shiny new things or stacks of money, but something far more valuable. Here's the thing, time. When you spend money, you can usually earn more back. It comes and goes. But when you spend a moment, an hour, a date's gone forever. You can't get it back. It's like a breath you take. Once it's out, that exact breath is never yours again. Imagine holding sand in your hand. Each grain is a moment. It slips away, no matter how tightly you hold it. This idea isn't new. People have been thinking about it for thousands of years. Ancient philosophers, wise thinkers from long ago, understood that life is made of moments, and each moment is a gift. They knew that how we choose to spend those moments truly matters, because those moments, asterisk our lives. Think about a choice you might face. Maybe you could spend a whole Saturday afternoon earning a little bit of money doing a boring chore, or you could spend that same afternoon laughing with friends, exploring a new park, or learning a new skill you're curious about. The money from the chore might buy you something small that you'll forget quickly, but the laughter with friends, the fresh air, the feeling of learning something new, those are memories. Those are experiences that shape who you are, that make you feel alive. They stay with you long after any small amount of cash is spent. So here's the quiet truth to consider. The richest people aren't just rich in money. They understand that time is the real treasure. It's a limited supply, and that's why it matters how we use every single piece of it. What you do with your minutes, with your hours, is what you do with your life. So, spend them wisely. Choose what truly matters to you, because those choices create the story of who you are. Not all debt is bad, but most is. Have you ever considered what it really means to borrow something? Not just a pencil from a friend, but something bigger, something that makes you promise to pay it back later. Here's the thing. Debt, at its heart, can be two very different forces in your life. One kind can lift you up, like a strong wind beneath your wings, helping you reach goals you couldn't on your own. This is often called good debt. Think about borrowing to learn a valuable skill, like going to a trade school, or maybe even to buy a tool that helps you create something amazing and earn money from it. It's an investment. It's using tomorrow's money to build a better today. It's a kind of promise to your future self that pays off. But then there's the other face of debt, the one that can feel like a heavy weight pressing down on your shoulders. This is often bad debt, and it mostly comes from borrowing for things that don't truly grow in value or make you more capable. It's like borrowing for a fleeting pleasure, something that's gone quickly, but the bill stays. Imagine your body needing fuel. Eating healthy foods, like vegetables, gives you steady energy and helps you grow strong. That's like using good debt. It nourishes your future dart. Now, think about that sugary soda or a giant bag of chips. They taste great for a few minutes, right? But soon you feel sluggish, maybe even worse than before, and that quick sugar rush fades, leaving you craving more. That's what bad debt often does. It gives a short burst of excitement, but the empty feeling and the actual bill lingers much longer. For a long time in history, people rarely borrowed unless it was absolutely necessary for survival, maybe to buy seeds for the next season's crops, or to repair a crucial tool. It was about staying alive and productive, not about instant wants. The wealthy understand this deeply. They see good debt as a way to multiply what they have, using it to buy things that earn more money, like a rental property, or to start a business that creates value. They turn debt into a tool that works, asterisk for asterisk them. But many others, without truly understanding, allow bad debt to become a heavy anchor, dragging them down. So, as you make choices about money, pause and ask yourself, is this something that builds me up and helps me grow, or is it just a quick, sweet moment that will cost me later? Learning the difference is a quiet power. They have a plan, even for fun. Think about your favorite way to just chill. Maybe it's scrolling on your phone, or hanging out with friends, just letting time pass. It feels free, right? No rules, no schedule, just pure fun. But here's the thing, for many successful people, even fun has a purpose. It's not about losing the joy, but knowing that every moment, even for laughter and play, helps build the story of your life. Long ago, thinkers like the Roman Seneca understood time's true worth. He believed how we used our time shows what we truly value. Many let time slip by, especially when having fun. But for those who achieve great things, even their relaxation isn't just killing time. It's chosen, planned, almost like a deep recharge for their soul. Think about a skilled athlete. They train hard, pushing limits, but even their off days are carefully planned. They might eat special foods, stretch, or get extra sleep. This isn't random. It's a deliberate plan to heal muscles, clear minds, and get stronger for the next game. Their rest and fun are part of their winning strategy, making sure they're truly ready, and that's why it matters. It's not about making fun feel like a chore. It's about respecting your time, your energy, and your happiness, so much you choose how you spend it, even for enjoyment. True rest, true play, can fill you up, making you feel more alive, curious, and ready to truly live. When we do this, our fun becomes more than passing moments. It becomes a foundation for a richer, more meaningful life. Reading isn't just for school. Do you ever feel like some people just get things others miss? It's easy to think they just have some hidden trick or an unfair advantage, but often it's simpler than that, and much more powerful. Here's the thing, reading isn't just about textbooks or assigned novels. It's about building your own powerful way to understand. It's about seeing the world in ways others might miss. And that's a quiet strength many successful people use, a secret they don't guard but live by. Imagine a time, long ago, when only a few people knew how to read and write. These were the priests, the kings, the people in charge. They held all the important information, the stories, the rules, and because they controlled what was written, they could guide how people thought, how society worked. Knowing how to read wasn't just a useful skill, it was how you understood the real rules, how you shared lessons across generations, and how you stayed in charge. It gave them a clear window into history, into different ways of thinking, allowing them to make choices that seemed almost magical to others. Think of it like being a detective. You're trying to solve a big puzzle, but you only have a few pieces. Reading is like finding all the missing pieces, even the tiny, hidden ones. It connects ideas you never saw linked before. Or, here's another way to think about it. Imagine a great chef. They don't just guess what to put in a dish. They read recipes. They study how different foods work together. They learn the science and the art of cooking. That's how they create something truly amazing, instead of just throwing ingredients together. Reading lets you see the hidden recipe for how the world works, how people behave, and how big decisions are truly made. So, here's the thing. Reading gives you more than just facts or grades. It gives you a deeper understanding. It helps you really grasp not just what happened, but why it did. It shows you patterns in history, in business, in human nature itself. This can help you make better choices for your own life, to navigate tricky situations, and to spot opportunities others walk right past. It's a quiet, personal way to build your own wisdom, piece by careful piece. It's not just for school. It's for life, for understanding the hidden layers beneath the surface, and for truly knowing yourself. Good friends are like gold. Have you ever really thought about why some friendships just stick? Why certain people feel like pure treasure in your life? It's a feeling that's hard to put into words, but it's real. This idea that good friends are like gold isn't just a pretty saying. It holds a deep truth about how we find meaning and strength in our lives. Like gold, true friends are rare. They don't tarnish or lose their shine, no matter what happens. They hold their value, even when life gets messy or tough. They make you feel seen, heard, and truly understood. When you're with them, you can be completely yourself, flaws and all, and that feeling is incredibly precious. For centuries, people have called good friends gold, not just because they're precious, but because their loyalty is tested. Think about it. Real gold goes through fire to become pure and strong. Real friendships also go through tough times, arguments, or misunderstandings. But if they are true, they come out even stronger on the other side. Ancient thinkers, like a wise Greek named Aristotle, talked about friendship being one of the highest virtues. He believed it was essential for living a good life, a deep kind of love, far beyond just being friendly. Here's the thing. Imagine a time you felt really down, maybe after a big disappointment or a tough day at school, and then a friend just knew. They didn't need you to explain everything. They offered a quiet word, a funny distraction, or just sat with you in silence. That feeling of support, that silent understanding, that's like finding a hidden vein of gold when you felt totally lost. Or think about when you're trying something new and scary, like giving a presentation, and you catch your friend's eye, and they give you a tiny, reassuring nod. That small gesture can feel like a superpower, giving you the confidence to keep going. In a world that often talks about money and things you can buy, remember that the purest wealth isn't something you can own. It's built on trust, loyalty, and shared moments. These deep connections, the ones that make you feel truly safe and valued, are the most enduring riches we can ever hope to gather. They are the quiet, steady shine that lights up our path, long after everything else fades. They don't show off everything. Have you ever scrolled through social media and seen someone's perfect life? Fancy vacations, designer clothes, smiles that never fade. It can make you feel like everyone else has everything figured out, and you're somehow missing something big. But here's the thing about truly rich people, and even about life, what you see is almost never the whole story. The very wealthy, the ones with deep, lasting power, often keep their most important stuff hidden. They don't blast their every move on social media. They don't brag about their biggest wins. They keep quiet about failures that taught them everything. This is often about wisdom. Long ago, thinkers knew that true strength isn't about how much noise you make. It's about quiet inner power. They believed that when you truly know who you are, you don't need to prove it with shiny objects. Think of it like this. An ancient oak tree stands tall and strong for hundreds of years. It doesn't scream for attention. It just is asterisk. Its roots go deep, hidden underground, holding it firm against every storm. You see the strong trunk and wide branches, but its true foundation stays out of sight. That's where its real power lies. Or think about a brilliant student who quietly gets amazing grades, not to show off, but because they love learning. Their hard work is internal. Their success shows quietly, and that's why it matters to us. This idea reminds us to look deeper than the surface, not just at others, but at ourselves too. It teaches us that what truly holds value, like kindness, courage, or deep understanding, often doesn't come with a spotlight. It lives quietly, growing stronger in the shadows. So, when you see a perfect picture, remember there's always more to the story, and the most important parts of your asterisk story might be the ones only you know. Problems are just puzzles to solve. Have you ever looked at a big problem, something really tough, and felt like it was just too much? Like a heavy, dark cloud hanging over you? Here's the thing. What if that problem isn't a cloud at all? What if it's actually a puzzle, a challenge with pieces that just need to be fitted together, patiently, one by one? The rich, the ones who seem to always find a way, often see it this way. For them, a problem isn't a wall, but a locked door. Think about it. Humans, since the very beginning, have always faced huge roadblocks. They didn't just give up. Think about a bridge that needed building, or a mysterious illness. Ancient Greek thinkers, like Archimedes, found joy in figuring out how things worked. He saw a fascinating mystery to solve, not a problem in a bad way. Or scientists today, when they look at something difficult, like finding a cure for a sickness, they don't just sigh in defeat. They see a complex code to break, a series of steps to uncover. It's like when your phone freezes up. At first, it's frustrating, right? But then you try different things, restart it, check the charger, maybe delete some apps. Each step is like trying a different puzzle piece. You're not stuck, you're just exploring options, testing what fits. Or maybe you're building something with Legos, and the instructions are missing a step. You don't quit, you try different bricks until it fits, until the structure stands tall. That's the mindset of a puzzle-solver. So, the next time something feels impossible, pause, take a deep breath. Instead of "oh no, a problem," try a puzzle. Look at the different parts. What small piece can you try first? What happens if you look at it from another angle? This way isn't about ignoring how tough things are. It's about changing how you feel about it deep down. It turns fear into quiet curiosity, a gentle challenge. And that, really, is one of the most powerful, most human secrets you can hold. How they turn ideas into money. Have you ever just looked at the world around you and wondered how things came to be? All the amazing tools, the useful apps, even the simple things like a zipper on your jacket, they all started as just a whisper, a thought, an idea in someone's mind. It's almost like magic, isn't it? How can something so invisible, so quiet, turn into something real and powerful, something that can change lives and earn a fortune? Here's the thing, ideas on their own are just dreams. They are like tiny seeds. For thousands of years, wise people have understood this. They knew that a thought, even a brilliant one, doesn't do much good sitting alone in your head. But when someone takes that seed, that little spark of an idea, and decides to plant it, to water it, to give it sunlight, that's when it starts to grow. The rich understand this deeply. They see a problem, like needing an easier way to get around, and they don't just wish for a solution. They think, what if we could build something that moves without horses? And then, they draw, they plan, they gather people, they work hard. Think about the internet. Once, it was just a few scientists' idea to connect computers, a wild, huge dream. But someone believed in that dream enough to put in the effort, the time, and yes, the money, to make it real. It's like this. Imagine you have a brilliant idea for a new kind of backpack, one that glows in the dark, so you're always safe. That's your seed. If you just keep it to yourself, it stays a seed. But if you draw it, find someone who can help you make a sample, and then show it to people who might want to buy it, you're giving that idea soil, water, and light. You're turning that spark into something tangible, something valuable. So, the next time a cool thought floats through your mind, don't just let it disappear. Hold on to it gently, because every great thing, every big fortune, every helpful invention, began as nothing more than a simple, quiet idea, waiting for someone brave enough to make it grow. Your thoughts have a power you might not even realize yet. It's okay to ask for help. Have you ever felt like you're stuck, trying to lift something too heavy all by yourself? Or maybe you're confused about a problem, but you keep quiet, thinking you should figure it out alone. It's a common feeling, especially when we see people who seem to have it all figured out, like the rich or the successful. We often think they got there by being completely independent, by never needing anyone. But here's the thing, that's not how life truly works. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a huge sign of strength. It means you understand your own limits, and you're brave enough to reach out. Think about it. From the very beginning of human history, people have survived and grown by working together. Ancient communities built homes, hunted, and raised families by helping each other. No one was an island. Great thinkers, philosophers from long ago, often gathered students around them. They knew that ideas get better when shared, when different minds contribute. Imagine building a magnificent tree house. You might have the best design, the coolest ideas, but trying to lift all the heavy planks, hold them steady, and nail them in place by yourself. That would be incredibly tough, maybe even impossible. But if you have friends helping, one holding, another nailing, and someone else passing tools, suddenly that big task becomes much easier. The treehouse gets built, and everyone shares in the pride and the fun. That's how life's challenges often are. We're all building our own versions of a treehouse, our own lives, our dreams. Sometimes we need a hand with a tricky plank, or someone to steady us while we climb. It's a beautiful part of being human, this ability to connect and support each other. So, when you feel that weight, that confusion, remember that reaching out is not just okay. It's how we build stronger, more amazing things together. It's how we truly grow. They think about money all the time. Have you ever stopped to wonder what truly fills someone's mind, day in and day out? It's a curious thought, isn't it? For those with immense wealth, money isn't just something they use to buy things. It's a constant, quiet hum in the background of their lives, always present. It's not always about greed, but more about a deep, constant awareness, a kind of internal map, always tracking resources, opportunities, and risks. Money becomes a part of their identity, a lens through which they see the world. Long ago, people traded items directly, a basket of berries for a warm cloak. But then, we created money. It changed everything. Suddenly, this coin or piece of paper wasn't just metal or pulp. It was possibility. It became the way we measured effort, stored value, and planned for the future. Even ancient thinkers knew how much power it held, how it could shape a person's world, becoming both a tool for freedom and a source of silent pressure. Think of your phone. You have your main app open, maybe a game or a video you're focused on, but even when you're lost in that, other apps are running quietly in the background. They're updating, using power, doing their own thing. For many rich people, their finances are like that background app. It's always running, always influencing their decisions, their worries, their hopes, even when they're focused on something else entirely. It's like an invisible force pulling at their choices, sometimes gently, sometimes powerfully. This isn't to say money is good or bad, but to understand its quiet, constant power. It's a truth about how much it can shape our world, often without us even realizing. It makes you pause and wonder, what quiet forces are running in your asterisk background? What do you spend your thoughts on? What truly guides your choices? Maybe the real secret isn't just about money, but about what we allow to take up the most space in our minds, and what we truly value beyond any number. The real secret to compound growth. Have you ever looked at something amazing, a massive tree, a huge success story, and wondered how it got that big? It often seems like magic, doesn't it? Like it just appeared overnight. But here's the quiet truth. The rich understand deeply, and it's not just about money. It's about something called compound growth. It's a powerful idea that touches everything around us, even our own lives. Think about how a tiny seed becomes a towering oak. It doesn't happen in a flash. It happens slowly, patiently, year after year. Each bit of growth, each new leaf, helps the tree grow a little more the next season. It builds on itself. It's like when ancient philosophers talked about great rivers forming from tiny trickles of water. Those small streams join, then larger ones, and eventually, a mighty river carves through the land. The initial trickle doesn't just disappear. It becomes part of something bigger, and that bigger thing has more power to grow even more. Or imagine you decide to learn to play the guitar. You start with just 10 minutes a day. That first day, it feels hard. Your fingers hurt. You only learn one simple chord, but you keep going. The next day, you practice those chords, and maybe learn another. Here's the thing. You're not just learning new notes. You're building muscle memory, training your ear, and teaching your brain how to learn this new skill faster. Each small practice session doesn't just add to the total time you've played. It makes the next practice session easier and more effective. It's like your efforts are earning interest, making future efforts more valuable. So, the real secret isn't a complex trick or a hidden formula. It's about the steady, quiet power of small things adding up, and then those sums adding up again. It teaches us to trust in time, to respect the little steps, and to understand that true power often comes from consistent, patient effort. It reminds us that even the smallest pebble can, over ages, shape a vast landscape. And in that simple understanding, there's a deep, quiet hope for all of us. Your health is your first wealth. Have you ever thought about what's truly priceless? What if the most valuable thing you own isn't something you can see or touch, but something you are? We often talk about money, about big houses or cool gadgets as wealth. But here's the thing. None of that matters much if you don't have the energy, the strength, or even just the basic comfort of feeling well. Your health is the very foundation of everything else in your life. It's the quiet power that lets you learn, play, dream, and connect with others. Think about people from long ago. Even without all our modern science, they understood this deep truth. Philosophers and wise elders would often say that a healthy person has countless wishes, but a sick person has only one: to be healthy again. It's a simple idea, but it carries a heavy weight. It means your ability to experience joy, to pursue your passions, or even just to get out of bed in the morning, depends on how you feel. Imagine you're playing your favorite video game. Your character might have all the best gear, the rarest items, and a huge pile of in-game money. But if their health bar is empty, none of that stuff helps. They can't move, they can't fight, they can't even enjoy the world around them. Your body is a lot like that character. It needs fuel, good food, and rest, and movement to keep that health bar full. Without it, the game of life becomes really hard, no matter how many opportunities are waiting. So, maybe true wealth isn't just about what you have, but about how you feel. It's the silent gift of breath, of movement, of a clear mind. It's something money can't truly buy back once it's gone. Protecting that health, caring for your body and mind, is perhaps the smartest investment you'll ever make. It allows you to be fully present, fully alive, for all the amazing moments yet to come. Knowing what you want, really, have you ever felt lost, like you're floating without a compass? Maybe you're told to chase success, or money, or fame. But what if those aren't what you truly want? Here's the thing, knowing what you want, deep down, is one of the most powerful secrets out there. It's not about guessing what others expect. It's about listening to that quiet voice inside you. Don't think about it. For thousands of years, wise people talked about this. Ancient Greek thinkers, like Socrates, would say, "Know thyself." They meant understanding your true desires, your purpose, what makes you feel alive. If you don't know what you're aiming for, how can you ever hit the target? This simple idea has shaped how people find meaning for centuries. Imagine you're building a Lego castle. You have all these pieces, but if you don't have the picture on the box, or a clear vision in your mind, you'll just end up with a random pile of bricks. It won't be the castle you dreamed of. Your life is a bit like that. Each day you make choices. These choices are your bricks. If you know what kind of life you want, what truly makes you happy, then each choice can move you closer to that dream. It's not always easy to figure out. Sometimes, what we think we want is just what we've seen on social media. But genuine desire comes from a deeper place. It's about what resonates with your soul. What brings you, peace, or joy. It takes quiet time and honesty with yourself. When you find it, that clarity can guide you like a steady star. It helps you say yes to the right things and no to distractions. That inner knowing, that deep desire, is a treasure far beyond any gold. They don't wait for permission. How often do you find yourself waiting for someone to give you permission? To tell you it's okay to try something new, or to step forward with an idea? Here's the thing. Many people who achieve great things, including those who build real wealth, often don't wait for that green light. They just begin. They see a need, or feel a strong pull, and they act. It's not about being disrespectful or breaking rules. It's about understanding that sometimes, the only permission you truly need comes from within yourself. It's about owning your own path. Think back through history. So many big steps forward happened because someone decided to do something different. There wasn't a rule book saying, yes, you can invent this, or yes, you can challenge that. People like Joan of Arc, leading an army as a teenager, or inventors like Benjamin Franklin, experimenting with electricity, didn't ask for official permission. They just pursued their ideas. It's about that quiet inner voice that says, why not try? Or this needs to be done, even when no one else is. Here's what I found. It's like wanting to start a small project at home. Maybe organizing your room, or planting a window garden. You could wait for your parents to tell you, or provide everything. Or, you could just decide. Find supplies you have, and ask if you can use a small spot. That's taking the first step without being told. It's a small act of self-leadership. It's giving yourself permission to begin. This isn't about ignoring school rules, or important safety guidelines. It's about recognizing when you're holding yourself back, not because of a real barrier, but because you're waiting for someone else's approval. Sometimes, the most important changes in your life will start simply because you decide they will. You don't always need someone else's yes. You can give yourself permission to explore, create, learn, and grow. And that's a powerful idea. Why small steps beat giant leaps. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a huge goal? Like trying to climb a mountain that looks too tall, or finish a project that feels endless. It's easy to look at successful people, or a big dream, and think you need to make one giant jump to get there. But here's the thing, those big jumps, they often lead to stumbles. True progress, the kind that lasts and truly changes things, often comes from something much smaller, from tiny, steady steps. Think about a famous saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It sounds simple, but it's packed with meaning. Ancient wisdom, like from the philosopher Lao Tzu, often talked about this idea. He taught that even the biggest tasks are made up of smaller parts. People throughout history, from inventors to artists, didn't create masterpieces overnight. They worked little by little, day after day, understanding that consistent small efforts build something remarkable. Imagine you want to get really good at playing guitar, or ace that big science project. If you try to learn every chord in one day, or finish the whole project the night before, you'll probably get frustrated and give up. But what if you practiced just 15 minutes a day, or worked on your project for 30 minutes each afternoon? Each little session might not feel like much, but over weeks, those small efforts add up. They build skill, knowledge, and confidence. It's like a tiny seed. It doesn't instantly become a giant tree. It grows a little root, then a tiny shoot, then a leaf, then another. Slowly, steadily, it becomes something magnificent. So, when you face something big, remember the quiet power of the small. Don't chase the impossible leap. Instead, find the next tiny step you can take. That humble step, and the one after it, and the one after that, is how real change happens. It builds strength you never knew you had, bit by bit. And that's why it matters. Because small, brave steps are how you truly climb your mountain. Understanding what value means. Have you ever looked at something and felt a deep, quiet sense of its importance? Even if it didn't cost a lot of money. Maybe it was an old photograph, or a faded t-shirt, or even just a memory. Here's the thing. Value isn't always about price tags, or how much cash someone is willing to pay. It's much deeper than that. Value is the meaning we give to things. The worth we feel in our hearts for an object, an idea, or even a moment. For thousands of years, long before anyone thought about big companies or stock markets, people have pondered this. Ancient philosophers, sitting under olive trees or by the sea, understood that a clear stream of fresh water held incredible value, a sturdy shelter from the storm, the stories passed down through generations, or the warmth of a fire on a cold night. These things were priceless. They nourished life, brought comfort, and connected people. They weren't things you could buy and sell easily, but their worth was undeniable. They felt it in their bones. Think about a small, ordinary stone you might have found on a walk. Maybe you picked it up because it had a cool shape or a pretty color. To anyone else, it's just a rock. But to you, it holds a tiny story. It reminds you of that day, that sunshine, maybe even a laugh with a friend. That simple stone, with no real monetary cost, now has a special value because of the meaning you've given it. It connects to your feelings, your memories. And that's why it matters. Understanding what value truly means for you is a kind of quiet power. It lets you see beyond what glitters and discover the deep treasures that truly nourish your spirit. It's a gentle reminder that real richness isn't just about what you own, but what you deeply feel and hold as important. It's about finding worth in the world that no one can ever truly buy or take away. A profound sense of abundance that lives within your own heart. They invest in themselves first. Here's the thing. We often hear about rich people investing in stocks or big businesses. But what if their most important investment isn't money at all? What if it's something much closer to home? Many truly successful people focus on themselves first. This isn't selfish. It's like building your own strongest tool, your most valuable asset. They spend time learning, reading, or getting better at a skill. They also care deeply about their minds and bodies. They see themselves as the main engine for everything they do, the source of their ideas and their drive. This idea isn't new. Ancient Greek thinkers, like Socrates, taught that an unexamined life is not worth living. What it meant was simple. Always be thinking, learning, and trying to understand yourself better. They believed your mind, your ability to grow, was your greatest treasure. It's like needing to be a great builder yourself before you can build a great house. Think of your favorite sports team. The players don't just show up on game day to win. They spend hours, days, even years, training, practicing, getting stronger, learning new plays. They invest in their own bodies and minds. They know they are the ones who will play the game. Their personal strength and skill make the team successful. So, for many successful people, it's not just about money. It's about building a strong foundation inside themselves. It's about always growing, always being ready. And that's why it matters. When you grow, your world grows with you. You become more capable, more resilient. You can face challenges not just with wealth, but with wisdom and a quiet strength no one can take away. Avoiding the shiny new thing trap. Have you ever scrolled online, seen something new, and felt that sudden pull? That deep ache that tells you, I need that. Maybe it's the latest phone, or a new game, or those trending sneakers. For a moment, it feels like getting it would make you truly happy, or fix something. That feeling is the shiny new thing trap. It's a powerful pull, a trick our minds play. It whispers that joy or success is just one new purchase away. But here's the thing. That excitement often fades fast. leaving us wanting the next new thing. It's a chase that never ends. People have known about this longing for a very long time. Thousands of years ago, wise thinkers like the Stoics talked about how chasing endless desires just leaves us restless. They taught that true happiness wasn't found in gathering more. Instead, it was about appreciating what you already had and finding peace within, not searching outside yourself. Think about a toy you really wanted when you were younger. You might have begged for it. When you finally got it, those first few days were amazing. But then, after a week or two, the magic faded. It became just another toy. Soon, something else caught your eye, and the cycle started again. That's the trap. The truly wise understand this. They don't waste their time or money chasing every trend. Instead, they focus on things that last, building skills, investing in themselves, and making choices with long-term value. They know real contentment comes from building something meaningful and appreciating the journey, not from the temporary thrill of the latest gadget. It's about choosing lasting substance over fleeting sparkle. Giving back isn't just for adults. Have you ever thought about why helping others feels good? Like, really good. It's not just a nice thing grown-ups do. Giving back, helping your community, it's something everyone can do, no matter your age. And here's the thing, it changes you. Think about it. For thousands of years, humans have lived in groups. We survived because we helped each other. The idea of looking out for your neighbor, sharing what you have, it's built into us. Ancient thinkers, even way back, talked about how a good life wasn't just about what you got, but what you gave. They believed that true happiness often came from making someone else's life better. It's a bit like a garden. If you just take water and sunlight for yourself, your plant won't thrive. But if you share some of that goodness, like if you help plant new seeds or clear weeds, the whole garden becomes more beautiful and strong. Or, think about it like this. When you help a classmate understand a tough math problem, don't you feel a little spark inside? Scientists actually show that helping others can release feel-good chemicals in your brain, like dopamine. It's not just a feeling, it's a real physical response. Your brain says, hey, good job. So, giving back isn't a chore. It's a connection. It ties you to something bigger than yourself. It shows you that even small acts can create ripples. A kind word, picking up litter, or standing up for someone. These aren't just things adults do. They're what makes us human. And understanding that, feeling that power of giving, can make your own life feel richer, more purposeful, no matter how old you are. The power of saying no. Have you ever felt like there just aren't enough hours in the day? Like you're pulled in 100 different directions, trying to please everyone? Here's the thing. One of the deepest, quietest secrets to a rich and meaningful life isn't about saying yes to more things. It's about finding the power to say no. It sounds simple, but it's actually a profound act. Saying no isn't about being unkind or selfish. It's about drawing a line, a boundary, around what matters most to you. It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your peace. Think about it. Every time you say yes to something you don't truly want to do, you're saying no to something else, perhaps something vital to your own well-being or dreams. For a long time, people have understood this idea. Ancient thinkers talked about knowing what truly serves you. They believed that choosing your path, even if it meant turning away from other paths, was how you built a strong inner life. And that's why it matters. You can't build your own castle if you're always busy building other people's. Imagine your brain and your heart are like a garden. If you let every single seed land and sprout, the garden becomes overgrown. Weeds take over, and the beautiful flowers you actually want to grow get choked out. So here's what happens. Saying no is like weeding. It makes space for the things you really want to nourish, the ideas you truly believe in, and the people who lift you up. It gives your own dreams room to breathe and blossom. It's a quiet courage. This act of saying no, it's about honoring your own limits, your own values. It's giving yourself permission to be exactly where you need to be, doing what truly matters to your heart. When you learn to say no wisely, you're not just refusing an invitation or a task. You're building a stronger, more authentic self. You're creating a life that is truly yours. Why they love boring budgets? It sounds strange, doesn't it? Why would someone, especially with a lot of money, love something as plain as a budget? We often see budgets as limits, as things stopping our fun. But here's the thing. For the rich, a budget isn't a fence. It's a detailed map. Don't imagine trying to find your way in the dark. Every step feels unsure. That's what not having a budget can feel like with your money. You spend, you guess, you hope, but the rich turn on a bright flashlight. They map every dollar. They know exactly where it came from and where it's going. This isn't boring. It's seeing clearly. It's about them controlling their money, not the other way around. Think about ancient builders creating huge temples. They didn't just pile stones. They had a plan, a blueprint, long before the first stone moved. They knew every resource. This careful planning, this ancient wisdom, made big dreams real and lasting. It brought peace to their work. Here's how to think about it. Imagine planning a trip with friends. You want enough for tickets, food, and souvenirs. If you just guess, you might run out of money and feel stressed. But if you listed out how much for each, how much you have, then you know what you can do. A budget gives you that feeling of being in charge, a clear path. It's a quiet strength. So it's not about being boring or stopping joy. It's about building a strong path for your future. It's about knowing you're safe, having a steady hand on the wheel. This quiet control, this calm understanding, gives them deep freedom. It lets them sleep peacefully, knowing where they stand. And that, for them, is a beautiful thing. It's not just about money, it's about peace. They don't fear being different. Have you ever felt like the odd one out? Like your ideas were too strange, or your way of seeing things just didn't match everyone else's? Here's the thing about many truly successful people. The ones who create big things and live full lives. They don't see being different as a problem. They see it as their superpower. Think about it. From a young age, we're often told to blend in, to follow the rules, to be normal. But history is filled with stories of people who decided not to. Take any great artist, scientist, or leader you admire. Did they just do what everyone else was doing? No. Leonardo da Vinci didn't just paint like everyone else. He saw the human body in the world with a fresh, curious eye. Marie Curie didn't follow the easy path. She dug into unknown elements, even when it was dangerous and unheard of for a woman to do such work. Their ideas were different, sometimes even laughed at. But those differences were exactly what made them remarkable. It's like a single tree growing on a rocky mountain. It doesn't grow perfectly straight like the ones in a manicured park. Its branches might twist and turn, reaching for the sunlight in unusual ways. It might be a little gnarly, a little unique, but that tree, with all its different angles, is often the strongest. It has adapted, it has found its own way, and that's what makes it beautiful, powerful, and truly stand out against the vast landscape. So, maybe the secret isn't about fitting into a mold. Maybe it's about finding the courage to embrace the crooked paths, the strange ideas, the quiet whispers of your own unique heart. Because sometimes, the most beautiful and strong things in the world are the ones brave enough to be completely, wonderfully themselves. It's in those differences that true strength and true magic often lie. The secret of patience, for real. Have you ever felt that prickly feeling inside, wanting something now maybe a new video game, or a good grade on a test you just took? Here's the thing, the rich, the truly successful, often know a deep secret about patience. It's not just about waiting, it's about how you wait, and what you do with that waiting time. Think about it like this. Many wise people, from ancient philosophers to leaders today, have always talked about patience as a superpower. They understood that true strength isn't always fast. It's often slow, steady, and thoughtful. They saw it as a way to control your own mind, not just the outside world. This can help you keep calm even when everything feels like it's going to. Slowly, imagine you're trying to grow a sturdy oak tree. You can't just plant a tiny acorn and expect a giant tree tomorrow. You give it water, you make sure it has sunlight, and then you just wait. Day after day, it grows a little. It faces storms. It experiences quiet seasons, but it keeps growing. You don't yell at it to hurry up. You trust the process. That's patience. It's the quiet understanding that some of the best things, the most meaningful things, don't happen in a rush. So here's what I found. Patience isn't just about giving up. It's about understanding that growth, real lasting change, often takes a longer path. It's a quiet strength that lets you build things carefully, thoughtfully, without breaking under the pressure of wanting everything right away. It lets you breathe, and it lets the good things in your life unfold at their own perfect speed. Your reputation matters more than stuff. What if I told you there's something you own that's way more valuable than any fancy gadget or cool clothes? Something that money can't buy, and no one can ever take away. Here's the thing. Rich people know this secret, and they guard it fiercely. It's all about your reputation. Your reputation isn't just what you say you are. It's what others believe you to be, based on your actions, your choices, and the words you use. It's how people talk about you when you're not in the room, and even how they feel about you when they remember you. And that belief, that feeling, shapes everything in your world. Long ago, a wise Greek philosopher named Socrates didn't care much about owning expensive things. He taught his students that what truly matters is your character, how honest and kind you are. That's what people remember. Your good name, or your bad one, lives on far longer than any object. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a friend who always keeps their promises. If they say they'll meet you, they're there. If they say they'll help, they do. Their reputation for being dependable builds trust, right? Now, imagine another friend who always has the newest video game but constantly lets you down. Who would you trust with something important? It's not about the game, it's about their actions. Your reputation is like a fragile glass. It's easy to break and very hard to put back together. Each kind act adds to its shine. Each broken promise leaves a cracked dot. So while stuff can be fun for a bit, bringing a quick burst of happiness, it often breaks, gets lost, or simply gets old. But your character, the way you treat others, the promises you keep, the trust you build, that's something truly lasting, something that grows stronger over time. It shapes how people see you, how they interact with you, and ultimately, it opens or closes important doors in your life. It's the quiet truth about what really holds value, a treasure that stays with you long after the shiny newness of things fades away and becomes just a memory. How they handle losing money. Have you ever lost something that felt really important to you? Maybe a favorite toy, or money you saved carefully for something special. It hurts, doesn't it? For most of us, losing money feels like a punch to the gut. It can feel scary, like a part of your future just vanished. But here's the thing, rich people lose money too. A lot of money, sometimes. So, what's their secret? How do they not totally freak out? They actually see losing money as part of the journey. It's like a scientist doing an experiment. Sometimes, an experiment doesn't work out. The chemicals don't react right, or the numbers are all wrong. Does the scientist give up and quit science forever? No. They look at what happened, figure out why it failed, and then they try again, but smarter. They learn from the failure, and that makes them better at their job. This idea isn't new at all. Ancient thinkers, like the Stoics, talked about facing life's ups and downs with a calm mind. They taught that you can't always control what happens to you, like losing money, but you can always control how you react to it. They believed that setbacks are not endings. They are just chances to grow and get stronger. So when wealthy people lose money, they often don't see it as a total disaster. They see it as a lesson. It's just information, like data from an experiment. They ask, what went wrong here? And what can I learn from this mistake? They might feel disappointment, sure, because they're human, but they don't let that feeling stop them. They don't let it become a story of total failure in their minds. Instead, it becomes a chapter about learning and moving forward with more wisdom. It's a quiet kind of strength. Every ending can really be a new start, if you just let it teach you. Why good habits are like superpowers. What if I told you there's a quiet, invisible power within you, waiting to be used? It's not magic, but something much simpler and deeply powerful. Good habits. Here's the thing. We often think of habits as boring chores, or just things we have to do. But imagine them differently. Think of habits not as tasks, but as tiny, secret powers you build every single day. Each time you make a good choice and stick with it, even for a moment, you're adding a brick to your own personal superpower tower. Long ago, a really smart thinker named Aristotle, from ancient Greece, talked about this. He didn't use the word superpower, but he understood how our actions, when done repeatedly, truly shape who we become. He believed excellence wasn't just a single amazing act, but a consistent habit. Imagine that. Every small, good choice you make isn't just a choice. It's a quiet sculptor, slowly molding the future you. Here's how it works. Think about a tiny stream of water. If it flows over the exact same path day after day, year after year, it eventually carves a deep canyon, right? It might not look like much at first, just a trickle, but over time, that consistent flow changes the whole landscape in a huge way. Your brain works a bit like that stream. When you do something good over and over, like reading a few pages before bed, or practicing a skill for just 10 minutes, or even just being kind to someone, You're carving a pathway in your brain. These pathways become stronger and easier to follow each time, until doing the good thing feels natural, almost automatic. It's like your brain remembers the path and makes it smoother for next time, and that's why it matters. Good habits aren't just about getting stuff done faster or being perfect. They're about slowly, steadily building the person you want to be, day by day. They give you a quiet strength, an inner confidence that grows almost without you noticing. This growing strength, built by your own consistent, small choices, is your very own superpower. It's a gentle reminder that even the smallest, most repeated steps can lead to the biggest, most meaningful changes in your life. They find ways to make money while sleeping. Have you ever wondered what the richest people do when the rest of us are dreaming? It's a quiet secret, but it's real. Some people have learned how to make money even while their eyes are closed. Here's how it works. They set up systems or own things that keep earning money without needing their constant attention. Think of it like planting a tree. You put in the hard work up front, digging, watering, caring for the young sapling. But once that tree grows big and strong, it gives you fruit year after year. You don't have to plant a new tree every time. That's the core idea. People have been trying to make their initial efforts continue to pay off for a very long time. In ancient days, someone might build a watermill on a river. Once it was built, it ground grain for everyone, and the owner collected a small fee without having to push the millstones by hand every single day. Their one big effort kept working for them. So, imagine you really love building things with LED. You spend weeks designing and building an amazing, detailed castle, and then create a clear step-by-step instruction booklet for it. You put this digital booklet for sale online. Now, while you're at school, or playing soccer, or yes, even while you're sleeping deeply, someone across the world might discover your instructions, buy them, and start building your castle. A small amount of money comes to you, all because of that creative work you did once. This way of thinking isn't about being greedy or getting something for nothing. It's about understanding that thoughtful effort today can build something that keeps giving. It offers a kind of quiet freedom, a gentle assurance that your work can echo through time. This can help you spend your waking hours on what truly brings you joy or on helping others, knowing that some part of your world continues to move forward, even when you are at rest. The truth about overnight success. The truth about overnight success. Have you ever seen someone suddenly famous, or heard about a rich person who just made it out of nowhere? It looks so easy, doesn't it? Like magic. One day, they're regular, and the next, bam, they're everywhere. We call this overnight success. But here's the thing about overnight success. It's almost never overnight. It's like seeing a beautiful flower bloom in the morning and thinking it just appeared. You didn't see the tiny seed, the rich soil, the rain, or the long, quiet nights it spent gathering strength under the earth. For a long time, people have dreamed of striking gold quickly, or finding a secret shortcut to their goals. It's a human wish to skip the hard parts, but history shows us that great things usually take time. Think about building a strong wall. You don't just stack bricks in a flash. Each brick needs to be set carefully, mortar applied, and time given for it to dry and become solid. If you rush it, the wall won't stand strong. It's similar with learning to play an instrument or getting really good at a sport. You don't just pick up a guitar and play a perfect song on the first try. You practice scales, your fingers get sore, you make mistakes, and you play the same parts over and over. That's not glamorous. Nobody posts videos of themselves messing up scales for hours. But those quiet, hidden hours are where the real progress happens. Those are the moments when skill is truly built, brick by brick, note by note. So, when you see someone who seems to have made it in a flash, remember the unseen journey. Remember the effort, the learning, the moments of doubt they pushed through. There's a quiet power in slow, steady work. It's about building something real, something that lasts. And that, in itself, is a kind of gentle, deep success, more lasting than any sudden splash. Learning to negotiate anything. Have you ever felt a quiet ache, wishing things could be different? Maybe you wanted something, but didn't know how to ask, or felt like your voice just wouldn't be heard. Here's the thing. That feeling, it's a signal. It's telling you there's a space where understanding can grow, where you can make things better for yourself and others. And that's what learning to negotiate is truly about. It's not some tricky game, and it's definitely not about trying to win against someone. No, it's about finding a path, a middle ground, where everyone involved feels like they'd been seen. and their needs matter. Think of it like a quiet dance, where you listen carefully to the rhythm of another person's needs, and then you gently offer your own. It's about making a connection, not creating conflict. People have been doing this forever. Imagine way back, before there were stores, before money. If someone had extra berries and another person had a strong basket, they didn't just grab, they talked, they felt each other out, deciding what was fair, what made sense for both of them. It was a silent agreement, built on trust and a shared understanding of what each person needed to survive and thrive. It wasn't written down, but it was real. It's a very old human language, almost as old as time. Picture this. You and a friend both want to use the last charger in the house, and your phones are both at 1%. You could argue, or one of you could just take it. But here's what might work for you. You talk. Maybe you say, "My alarm for school is on my phone, and it dies quickly." And your friend might say, "But I need to call my mom after practice." So here's what happened. You both have a real need. You could decide to charge it for 15 minutes each, or one charges for a bit while the other reads a book, then switches. It's about listening, really listening, and then creating a solution together. When you learn to do this, you're not just getting what you want sometimes. You're building bridges between people. You're learning that the world isn't just about my way or your way, but about our way. And that matters because it teaches you compassion, and it shows you your own quiet strength. It lets you gently shape your world, not with shouts, but with understanding and heart. They protect their focus. Have you ever felt like your mind is a swarm of buzzing bees, flying in different directions? It's hard to get much done when your thoughts are everywhere. Here's a deep secret about successful people. They understand how truly important focus is. They guard their focus like it's their most valuable treasure. For them, it truly is. What does it mean to protect your focus? It means choosing exactly where your attention goes. It means not letting every notification, every passing thought, or every small worry pull you away from what matters. Think about how many things fight for your attention daily. Your phone buzzes, social media alerts pop up, friends talk, a new game calls. It's a battle for your mind. This idea isn't new. Ancient thinkers, philosophers from long ago, understood this truth. They talked about needing a calm, centered mind. They knew that if your mind was always jumping, you couldn't think clearly or build anything lasting. True strength, they believed, came from controlling your own thoughts and energy. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine a regular flashlight. It spreads its light everywhere, making an area bright. Now, think of a laser pointer. It takes all that light energy and squeezes it into one tiny, super strong beam. That focused beam is powerful. Your mind works in a similar way. If your thoughts are scattered, you get little done on many things. But if you focus them like that laser, you can achieve amazing things, like finishing difficult homework faster. So, here's a quiet truth for you. Your attention is not endless. It is a precious resource. The choices you make about where you put your focus, even on small tasks, slowly shape who you become. It's about choosing to direct your own light, your own power, instead of letting the world pull you apart. What you give your steady attention to truly grows strong. What you ignore slowly fades. Why mentors are like cheat codes. Don't ever wish life came with cheat codes. Like in a video game, where you could instantly skip the toughest parts or get extra lives. Imagine how much easier things would be. Well, in the real game of life, especially when you're trying to figure out a path to success or a big dream, mentors are like a hidden advantage. They are people who have already walked the roads you're hoping to travel. They've seen the confusing detours, faced the setbacks, and discovered the most direct routes. Their experience becomes your shortcut, saving you time, and often a lot of heartache. Think about how humans have always learned. Before schools or books, young people learned everything by watching and listening to their elders. The wise ones, the skilled craftspeople, the experienced hunters. They didn't keep their knowledge secret. Instead, they shared their hard-won lessons. This ancient way of learning, passing down wisdom, is the root of mentorship. It means you don't have to start from zero. You don't have to carry the heavy burden of figuring things out alone. Someone else's journey can light a path for yours. Imagine you're trying to build a huge model kit. With 1,000 tiny pieces and no clear instructions, you'd feel lost, frustrated, maybe even want to give up. But what if someone who had already built that exact model perfectly sat down beside you? They wouldn't do it for you, but they'd point to the crucial connections, whisper the tricky steps, and tell you what to avoid. Suddenly, that impossible task feels possible. That person, offering their insight and calm guidance, is your mentor. They hand you the cheat code for navigating your own complex life. So, when the road ahead seems unclear, or you face a decision that feels too big, remember this: you don't have to wander in the dark by yourself. There are people around you, a teacher, an older family member, someone in your community who can offer a warm light. Their wisdom isn't about making your journey effortless, but about making it clearer, more purposeful. It's about replacing lonely struggle with guided strength. It helps you build a richer life, with less pain and more true understanding, much, much sooner. The value of true independence. Have you ever felt truly free? Not just able to do what you want, but free in your thoughts, free in your spirit. True independence isn't just about money letting you do what you want. It's deeper. It's about building a strong inner self, a quiet power. Your worth doesn't depend on what others think or what you own. It's knowing who you are, deep down, and trusting that. Think about ancient thinkers, even back in old Greece. They understood something important. They said real freedom isn't about having a lot of stuff or always getting your way. It's about what goes on inside your head, your own mind. It's about controlling your reactions and thoughts, not letting outside things control you. With this inner strength, no matter what happens, your core self stays calm and true. Here's the thing. Imagine a young tree, newly planted. It might need a stake to stay steady in the wind, but as it grows, its roots reach deep into the earth, spreading out. Soon, that tree doesn't need the stake. It stands on its own, strong against the storms. Its strength comes from within, from its deep roots. This is like us. Our true independence comes from building those deep roots inside ourselves. It means our ideas, our values, our sense of worth, they come from us. We aren't just blowing whichever way the wind pushes. So, this idea of true independence, it's not about being alone or never needing help. It's about being solid within yourself. It's about finding that steady center so you can choose your path with courage. It's a journey of quiet strength, where your spirit becomes its own compass, always pointing you towards what is truly yours. They don't blame others. Ever feel that heavy weight when things go wrong, and your first thought is, it's their fault? We all do. But here's a quiet secret many successful people carry. They don't point fingers. When challenges come, their first instinct isn't to look outside for someone to blame. Instead, they turn inward. They ask, what part did I play? What can I learn? How can I do better? This isn't about taking blame for everything. It's about recognizing your true power. Even if something isn't your fault, your response always is. This idea isn't new. Ancient thinkers, like the Stoics, taught that while we can't control what happens, we always control how we react. We can't stop the rain, but we can choose an umbrella or dance. It's a powerful shift. Imagine a group project for school completely falls apart. It's easy to say, my partner's failed me. But someone with this mindset would pause. They'd think, could I have offered more help? Did I explain my ideas clearly? What could I have done? They don't dwell on unfairness. They focus on their own growth. It's like sailing. If the wind isn't going your way, you don't curse it. You adjust your sails. You find a different route. This isn't about ignoring problems. It's about choosing where your energy goes. Do you spend it on frustration or on finding a new path? This way of living offers deep freedom. It frees you from feeling like a victim. It gives you back your own power, gently. It reminds you that your greatest strength isn't in what you control around you, but in the peace and capability you build within yourself. That, truly, is a secret worth knowing. Understanding the difference in good debt. We often hear that owing money is bad, right? Like a heavy burden you just want gone. But what if some debt could actually help you grow? A type of borrowing not about sinking, but lifting you higher. Later on, here's the thing. Good debt is about what the money helps you do. It's when you borrow for something that brings more value or opportunities in the future. Think of planting a seed. You put a little in the ground now. You believe it will grow into a strong plant. It's an investment in your future, a belief in what you can become. People have known this for ages. Farmers in ancient times borrowed seeds to plant. They knew if they worked hard, the harvest would bring more grain than borrowed. It was a smart risk, seeing beyond today. Wise thinkers spoke of smart choices now for bigger gains tomorrow. It's planning ahead. Imagine wanting to learn coding. To build great apps, you need a specific computer for tough programs. Maybe it costs a lot. If you borrow for that computer, then spend years learning, creating apps, or getting a great job, that debt wasn't a problem. It was the spark for your journey, helping you gain skills. It built a foundation for your dreams. So, don't avoid all debt. Choose your debts wisely, like choosing your path. Understand that sometimes a thoughtful loan isn't a burden, it's a tool. Believe in the seeds you plant for tomorrow. Even if they cost a little today, trust they will grow into something wonderful. It's a quiet understanding. Your future self is worth investing in. They keep a curious mind. Have you ever stopped to wonder why some people seem to always find new ways to understand the world, or discover solutions to old problems? It's not just about being the smartest person in the room. Here's the thing. Many successful people, including the rich, hold on to a quiet, burning curiosity. They look at life not as a finished book with all the answers, but as an endless mystery to explore. They don't just accept how things are. They constantly ask, why? They quietly ponder, how could this be different? Think back to people from long ago. Someone must have looked at a bird soaring through the sky and thought, how does that work? Could we ever fly like that? Or perhaps they saw an apple fall from a tree and wondered, what makes it always go down, not up? That simple act of wondering, of wanting to understand the hidden rules, has driven all our greatest discoveries. It's a deep human need, like breathing, but for the mind, pushing us to learn. This isn't just about big, grand ideas. It's about the small, everyday questions too. Imagine you have a smartphone in your hand. Most of us just use it for games or messages. But a truly curious mind might wonder, how does this tiny box make calls across the entire world? What materials are inside? Who invented the first piece of this technology? It's like taking apart a broken remote control to see the circuit board, even if you can't fix it. That deep desire to peek behind the curtain, to see the inner workings, that's it. It's about not letting the world simply happen. To you. This constant, gentle questioning creates a different kind of sight, a sharper sight. It allows them to spot connections others miss, to see opportunities in places that seem ordinary. It's a quiet strength, a kind of wonder that never fades, keeping their minds open. And that's why it matters. It teaches us that the world is full of things waiting to be known, waiting for someone to simply ask, what if? It reminds us that our deepest understandings often start with the softest whisper of a question, blooming into something beautiful. It's a powerful, peaceful way to live and grow. The simple art of delayed rewards. Have you ever wanted something so much, right this second? That new game, that perfect snack, those cool shoes. We all feel it, that urgent pull to get what we want, right away. It's a powerful feeling, like a little fire inside us. And our world often gives us what we crave, instantly. But here's a quiet secret. One truly successful people understand. The greatest treasures aren't found in instant grabs. They're found in waiting. This is the simple art of delayed rewards. It means choosing to hold back a little now, to push past that immediate desire, so you can gain something much bigger, truly meaningful, later. It's about making a smarter choice for your future self. People have known this truth for centuries. Ancient thinkers often talked about how self-control brings a deeper freedom. They understood not being a slave to immediate cravings lets you choose what's best, allowing a richer life. It's about seeing beyond today, beyond this moment's fleeting joy. Here's the thing. Imagine you have $10. You could spend it right now on candy and soda, a quick sweetness that fades fast. Or, you could save that $10, add to it a little each week from chores. Soon, that small effort builds. You might have enough for that new video game you've really wanted, or concert tickets, something that brings a deeper, longer-lasting joy than a sugary snack. The candy gives fleeting happiness. The savings, built with patience, give a lasting memory or a bigger item you truly value. This isn't just about money, it's about power. The quiet power to choose your path, to build something real and lasting, piece by careful piece. It's about understanding that true richness isn't just how much you have now, but how patiently you built it. That kind of patience, that quiet strength, is a secret worth holding on to. It fills your life with a different kind of wealth, one that lasts. Why they build things, not just buy. Have you ever really thought about what it means to truly own something? Not just having it in your hand, but deeply owning its purpose, its very being. This is a quiet secret many rich people understand. They often don't just buy things already made. Instead, they choose to build them. They might not just buy a nice house. They might buy the land, design a neighborhood, and create the homes others will live in. They don't just use a cool new app. They might help start the company that makes it, or even build their own. It's a feeling rooted deep in human history. Think about our ancestors. They didn't go to a store for fire or shelter. They learned how to rub sticks together, how to weave strong roofs. They created their world. This ancient urge to shape things with our own hands and minds, gives a power that buying can't match. When you build something, you know every little part, every struggle, every victory. You understand its true worth, not just its price tag. Imagine you're building a complicated Lego castle, instead of just getting a small, already built Lego toy. The toy is fun for a bit, but building the castle, you follow the instructions, piece by piece. Sometimes you mess up. Sometimes you celebrate a tricky part. You see it grow, brick by brick. By the time it's done, that castle isn't just a toy. It's a testament to your patience, your effort, your vision. It means something much more to you because you brought it into existence. This deep sense of creation is powerful. The rich know that real value isn't just about having the newest car or the biggest house. It's about having the vision to start something, the courage to build it, and the satisfaction of seeing it become real. It means leaving your own unique mark on the world. This kind of ownership, this act of making, gives them a quiet, lasting strength. It's a connection to the world around them that simply buying things can never truly offer. A profound understanding of what lasts. Not everyone needs to know your plans. Have you ever had a big dream, a secret goal that felt so important, so special, you almost didn't want to tell anyone about it? There's a quiet power in keeping certain plans to yourself, at least for a little while. It's not about being secretive or sneaky. It's about protecting something fragile, something that needs time and space to grow. When you talk too much about what you do, sometimes the energy to actually it can leak away. Talking about it can feel like you've already achieved something, and then the real work feels less urgent. For centuries, wise people have understood this. They knew that ideas, like young plants, need a time of quiet growth. Ancient thinkers weren't just saying to keep secrets. They saw a deeper truth about focus and intention. When you hold your plans close, you guard their energy. You give yourself a chance to build something before the outside world comments, doubts, or accidentally discourages you. This is about nurturing your inner strength. Here's the thing. Imagine you're trying to solve a really tricky puzzle. If you show it to everyone and let them all talk about it, give suggestions, or even say it looks too hard, it can mess with your focus. But if you work on it quietly, just you and the puzzle, you figure out the pieces and feel that amazing surge of success when you solve it on your own terms. It's your victory, built with your own quiet effort. So, this isn't about hiding, it's about careful creation. It's about respecting your own journey and the tender beginnings of your biggest dreams. Sometimes, the most powerful things grow in silence, protected by a quiet determination. Give your plans that sacred space to breathe, to become strong, before you invite the world to see them. This can help you build a truer, more powerful path for yourself. How they deal with rejection. Have you ever felt that sharp sting when someone says no? Maybe you tried out for a team, asked a friend to hang out, or shared an idea, and it just didn't work out. It feels pretty bad, right? But here's the thing. For many successful people, no isn't a stop sign. It's more like a detour. They see rejection as information, not a judgment. It's a clue that something needs to change, or that this path isn't right now. They learn to separate the no from who they are . It's not, I am a failure, but this attempt didn't work. Think about inventors. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before he made a light bulb. He didn't see those attempts as failures. He famously said he just found thousands of ways that wouldn't work. Old philosophers knew wisdom comes from struggle. They saw setbacks as steps on a longer journey. It's about seeing the bigger picture. This can help you. Imagine a little plant trying to grow. If it hits a rock, it doesn't give up. It finds a way around, or its roots grow deeper and stronger to push through. It adapts. It doesn't decide it's a bad plant, it just keeps trying to find light. That's a bit like how they deal with a no. They adjust, they learn, and they try again. So, the next time you face a no, remember that sting is just a feeling. It's not the end. It's a chance to think, to learn, and to grow stronger. Just like that plant pushing past the rock. Every no can be a lesson, a quiet whisper guiding you toward a better yes. It teaches you resilience, a strength money can't buy, and a quiet power that will serve you well, no matter what path you choose. The importance of quiet thinking time. The importance of quiet thinking time. Have you ever just sat in silence? No phone, no screen, just quiet. It sounds almost strange in our busy, noisy world, right? But here's the thing, quiet time is super important. It's like a secret weapon many successful people use, a quiet strength to figure things out. When you take a moment to be still, your brain gets a chance to breathe. All day long, information rushes in, tests, friends, social media, games, it's a lot. Quiet time lets your mind sort through all that stuff. It's when your best ideas often pop up. Think about how ancient thinkers, like those in old Greece, used to just walk and think, letting ideas slowly come to them. They didn't have Wi-Fi or podcasts. They had their own thoughts and the quiet. Imagine you're trying to solve a tricky math problem, or maybe you're worried about something a friend said. You keep trying to force an answer, but it's not coming. But then, you go for a walk, or stare out the window, and suddenly, boom, the answer, or a new way to see the problem, just appears. It's like your brain was working on it in the background, but it needed the quiet to show you what it found. It's like how your phone runs faster after you close apps and let it rest. So, don't be afraid of silence. It's not empty, it's actually full of possibility. It's where you connect with your own deepest thoughts, your own quiet wisdom. Giving yourself space to just think, without noise or distraction, helps you understand the world better, and most importantly, understand yourself better. It's a powerful, simple way to grow. They see opportunities everywhere. Have you ever looked at a messy room and only seen the mess? Or have you sometimes looked at it and thought, okay, this is my chance to organize everything just the way I like it? That's a tiny peek into a big secret. People who do well often see the world differently. They don't just see problems. Instead, they train their minds to spot possibilities hiding inside those problems. It's like finding a smooth stone in a pile of gravel. Most people walk by, but some pause, look closer, and pick it up. They see its quiet beauty or what it could become. This idea isn't new. Ancient philosophers talked about how our point of view changes our reality. We can't always control what happens, but we can choose how we react. So, a challenge isn't just a challenge. It can be a hidden test, a chance to learn, or a different path. It's about seeing the whole picture, not just missing pieces. Here's how it works with a simple idea. Like in art, imagine you're drawing, and you accidentally make a line in the wrong spot. Most of us might just sigh and start over. But what if you saw that mistake as a new beginning? Maybe that wrong line can become part of a completely different picture. Perhaps it turns into a branch or a secret path. This can help you see how a sudden change can open up a creative idea. It's a way of thinking that asks us to slow down, to really look at things with fresh eyes. It's believing that even when things are tough, there's often a small opening, a quiet chance, waiting to be noticed. Like sunlight through a crack. This matters because seeing those chances can change your story, turning what looks like an end into a new beginning. Why? Knowing yourself is key. Have you ever wondered why some choices just feel right for you, while others, even if popular, don't quite fit? It's a feeling, right? This feeling comes from something deep inside, knowing who you are. It means understanding what truly makes your heart happy, what makes you angry, what scares you, and what you believe in. It's like having a secret map to your own inner world, your truest self. Long, long ago, even ancient thinkers knew this was important. There was a wise man named Socrates. He said, "Know thyself." What he meant was, the most important journey you'll ever take isn't to a faraway place, but inward. It's about looking closely at your own thoughts and feelings. It's not about being selfish. It's about being strong. When you know yourself, you understand your own strengths and your own struggles. Think about it like this. Imagine you're building something really special, like a model airplane or a complex robot. If you don't know what tools you have or what parts work best together, your project might not turn out the way you hoped. You might grab the wrong screwdriver or try to force a square peg into a round hole. But when you know your tools, and you know the materials, you can build something amazing, something truly yours. Knowing yourself is your most powerful tool. It helps you decide what friends are good for you, what activities light you up, and even what big dreams you want to chase. It helps you stand tall when others try to push you in a direction that isn't true to you, and that's why it matters. It's how you find your own path, gently and truthfully, in a world that often tells you who to be. It's how you become your own best guide. They don't just work harder, they work smarter. Have you ever felt like you're trying your absolute hardest, putting in so much effort, but the results just don't seem to show up? It's a quiet frustration we all know. Here's the thing. Many successful people understand effort alone isn't always enough. They realize there's a big difference between working hard and working smarter. It's not about being lazy. Not at all. It's about pausing, looking at a problem differently. Imagine trying to move a giant rock with just your bare hands. You could push for hours and barely move it. That's hard work. But what if you found a strong stick? What if you used it as a lever, pushing down on one end? Suddenly, the rock moves with much less brute force. That's working smarter. This idea isn't new. For a very long time, wise people have talked about it. Ancient Greek thinkers, like Archimedes, understood this power. He famously said, "Give me a place to stand, and I will move the earth." He knew that understanding how things work, and using the right method, could achieve amazing things. It's about thinking first. Think about studying for a big test. You could just read your notes over and over for hours. That's hard work. Or you could try making flashcards, explaining topics out loud, or drawing diagrams. You might even quiz yourself. The learning feels easier and sticks better. You're learning more effectively, not just for longer. This is a gentle reminder that our minds are truly powerful. When we take a moment to think, to plan, to look for a better way, we're doing more than saving energy. We're connecting with a deeper part of ourselves that loves to solve puzzles. It's about being thoughtful, respecting our time, and finding quiet joy in progress, not just through sweat, but through cleverness. Your network isn't just friends. Have you ever stopped to think about who truly holds the keys to doors you don't even know exist? We often think of our network as just our closest friends, the people we text every day. But here's the thing, your network stretches much wider. It includes your teachers, your neighbors, your parents, co-workers, even the quiet person you see on your bus. It's anyone you've met, even briefly, or anyone connected to someone you know. Humans have always understood this. Way back, people lived in tribes, but they also connected with other tribes for things they needed. No single group had all the answers. Think about it like a vast, invisible web. Every person is a tiny point, and every conversation, every shared smile, every introduction, is a thread connecting them. These threads build something much bigger than any single person. Here's what I found. Sometimes, the biggest help comes from the most unexpected place. Imagine you want to fix an old bicycle, but your best friend only knows about video games. But then you remember your grandpa's friend, Mr. Henderson, who always had a garage full of tools. You might have only met him once, but he's part of your wider web. A simple question to your grandpa, and suddenly, you have a new path to learning. It's not about trying to use people. It's about understanding how beautifully woven our lives truly are. It's about realizing that every person you encounter adds a thread to your life's tapestry, and that's why it matters. It's a quiet truth that the world offers so much more when we see all the gentle connections around us. It makes the world feel full of hidden potential, waiting for us to notice. The truth about easy money schemes. The truth about easy money schemes. Have you ever seen ads that promise you can get rich quickly, almost like magic? It sounds exciting, right? Work a little, get a lot. But here's the thing about those easy money ideas. They often hide a deeper truth, a kind of secret. Truly successful people know this. They understand that real value isn't created in an instant. It's a slow, quiet process that builds over time. For a very long time, people have dreamed of finding a shortcut to wealth. Think about old stories of finding hidden treasure. It's a deeply human wish, this hope for something amazing with little effort. But history also quietly shows us that true lasting wealth, the kind that genuinely helps people and builds strong foundations, almost always comes from steady work, careful thought, and real contribution. There's an old saying, There's no such thing as a free lunch. It means someone always pays the cost, even if you don't see it right away. Imagine trying to grow a huge, strong tree overnight. You can't just put a seed in the ground and expect it to be massive by morning. A real tree needs time. It needs consistent watering, sunlight, and good soil, day after day. It has to push its roots deep into the earth and stretch its branches wide, slowly, patiently. If someone promises you a giant tree in an hour, they're probably selling you a fake, or something that won't last. Those easy money schemes are a lot like that instant tree. They might look appealing on the surface, but they lack the deep, strong roots of real effort and lasting value. So, when something looks too good to be true, that quiet feeling in your stomach might be right. Real success, the kind that truly feels good and helps you grow as a person, usually comes from giving something real of yourself. It comes from learning, trying, and sometimes even failing and trying again with courage. It's not about finding a magic button, but about understanding the quiet, powerful strength of building something step by step. And that, in its own way, is a beautiful, important secret worth holding close. How they use rules to their advantage. Have you ever felt like the world has a secret language, one that some people just seem to speak without effort? It's a quiet, confusing feeling, like everyone else got a special handbook you completely missed. Here's the thing. The rich aren't usually rule breakers in the way you might think. Instead, they often hold a deep, almost whispered understanding of the rules themselves. They know how the systems work, not just on the surface where everyone can see, but in their hidden corners and subtle shadows. Imagine a huge, complicated maze, one built with countless turns and paths. Most of us just try to follow the clearest routes, hoping to find our way out. But some people, they've either walked the maze 100 times, learning every single wall and bend, or they even helped design parts of it. They know the shortcuts, the invisible doors that only open a certain way, the places where two seemingly separate paths merge in an unexpected way that leads directly to the finish line. They aren't cheating by going outside the walls. They're just absolute experts at navigating the walls we all live within. This idea isn't new to our time or unique to money. Long, long ago, when the very first laws were written, they were often created by powerful people, and those laws, whether on purpose or not, frequently made things easier for them and for their close circles. It wasn't always about doing something wrong. It was about shaping the game board itself, or at least knowing every tiny detail of its design better than anyone else. Think about a school debate where one team knows the specific rules for questioning, for challenging, for making points, much better than the other, using that deep knowledge to completely guide the discussion. It shifts the entire conversation, quietly. It leaves you with a quiet question, doesn't it? About fairness, about how some people seem to move through life with a silent map, while others stumble through. This isn't about anger or blame. It's about seeing clearly. It's about recognizing that knowledge of the system, this deep understanding, is a kind of power. And knowing this can open your eyes, not to get frustrated, but to truly understand. It's a deep breath, realizing that understanding the rules, truly understanding them, might just be one of the quietest, most important secrets of all. They understand what taxes really are. Have you ever wondered why we pay taxes? It might feel like a grown-up thing, a bit confusing, or even unfair sometimes. But here's the thing. Taxes are much older than you might imagine. They tell a quiet story about how humans have always chosen to live together, side by side, building a shared world. Think back to ancient times. Even then, people learned that if they wanted important things like a strong wall for their village, or a smooth road for trade, or a shared well for clean water, one person couldn't do it alone. So, everyone chipped in a little. Maybe it was grain, or work, or a small portion of what they had. That was their version of taxes. It wasn't about taking, it was about building something bigger, something good that benefited everyone. Imagine your school wants a new science lab, filled with cool equipment. It's a huge project, too big for one student or one family to pay for. But if every student and teacher contributed a small amount, maybe through a fundraiser, that dream lab becomes real. Everyone gave a little, and everyone gets to use it to explore and learn. That lab isn't just a building, it's a shared promise, a place where all of you can grow your minds together. And that's really what taxes are. Deep down, they're not just cold numbers on paper. They are the collected hopes and efforts of many people. These are put together to create the safe roads we drive on, The libraries where we read, the parks where we play, the hospitals that care for us. It's how we decide, as a community, to take care of each other and build a better future. It's a quiet agreement. We are all in this together, sharing the load, so everyone benefits. It's about remembering we belong to something larger than just ourselves. Why writing things down helps. Have you ever had a thought so clear, so brilliant, but then, just moments later, it's gone, like trying to hold water in your hands? It's a frustrating feeling, right? Our minds are amazing, but they can be a bit like a busy street, full of cars rushing by. Writing things down helps us catch those cars, slow them, and really look inside. For thousands of years, people have known this. Ancient Egyptians carved their stories into stone. Greek philosophers wrote down their big ideas, not just to remember them, but to truly understand them. Think about it. When you write, you're not just remembering, you're thinking in a deeper way. It makes your thoughts real, outside your head. It's like giving your fleeting ideas a solid place to rest, a quiet corner where they can grow. Here's how it works in your daily life. Imagine you have a big test coming up, or a complicated project. Your brain is full of different tasks and facts. If you just try to keep it all in your head, it feels messy, right? But when you grab a pen and paper, and you list out what you need to do, or you try to explain a tough concept in your own words, something shifts. It's like your brain can finally breathe. Psychologists call this externalizing, taking an internal thought and making it external. This helps you see problems more clearly, almost like you're looking at a map instead of trying to navigate in the dark dot. So writing isn't just about remembering, it's about clarity. It's about making sense of the jumble inside you. It's about giving your feelings and thoughts a voice, even if only you read them. When you write, you build a bridge between your inner world and the outer world. It allows you to visit your own thoughts later, to learn from them, to understand who you are becoming. It's a gentle way to hold on to the wisdom you gather, one word at a time, making sure those precious insights don't just fade away. The secret of long-term vision. Have you ever stopped to think about why some people achieve things that truly last? Things that grow bigger and more important over many years? It's not a trick, and it's not just luck. Here's the thing. Many of those who build lasting wealth or success understand a quiet but powerful secret about time. They know that real value isn't just about what you can grab right now, but about what you are gently shaping for a much further future. It's about seeing far down the road, way past the immediate wishes and quick fixes of today. Think about the grandest old trees, like the giant sequoias. They started as tiny seeds, planted long ago. The person who put that seed in the ground knew they wouldn't live to see it become a towering forest giant. They were planting for generations they would never meet, for a future they could only imagine. That's long-term vision in its purest form. They had a picture in their mind of something magnificent, something that would endure for centuries, and they acted on that vision with patience and belief. This idea isn't just for trees or ancient builders. It's for your own life. To imagine you want to learn to play the piano really beautifully. You won't sound like a concert pianist on your first day. You'll play simple scales, make mistakes, and maybe feel frustrated. But if you sit down and practice for just a little bit, consistently, day after day, month after month, each small effort adds up. You're building a skill, piece by tiny piece. Even when the final masterpiece feels far away, you trust that consistent effort will get you there. And here's why it matters so deeply. Long-term vision brings a deep calm to your spirit. It's a quiet strength, knowing where you're headed even when the path today feels uncertain or slow. It means you aren't just reacting to every little thing that happens. Instead, you are thoughtfully placing each step, knowing it leads to something much bigger, something true to your hopes. It's about planting seeds today for the beautiful forests you want to walk through tomorrow, even if tomorrow is many years away. And that feeling, that steady purpose, is a treasure. They don't just own things. They own ideas. Have you ever stopped to wonder what's truly valuable in this world, beyond the things you can touch? We often think about owning cool shoes or the latest video game console, but here's a secret some rich people know. The real power often comes from owning ideas, not just objects. This isn't about having a grand mansion or a fancy car. It's about something deeper, something that starts in the mind. An idea, a unique way of doing something, a brilliant solution to a problem. These can be incredibly valuable. They might not fit in your pocket, but they can shape entire industries and change how millions of people live their lives. Think about how many inventions started as just a spark in someone's head. For hundreds of years, people have understood this. Even philosophers from long ago realized that a new way of thinking, a new piece of knowledge, could hold more power than any physical treasure. They understood that protecting these mental creations was key to progress and wealth. Let's think about something simple, like a common social media app you might use every day. It's not just the code or the pictures. It's the asterisk idea, asterisk behind it. The specific way it connects people, the unique features that make it fun, the clever design that keeps you scrolling. That whole concept, that specific way of interacting online, was an idea someone had, and then they built it. They protected that unique thought, that special formula for connection. They own the asterisk idea, asterisk of that platform, and that ownership allows them to grow incredibly successful. It's not just the servers running the app, it's the very spark of how it works. So, when we look around, maybe we should also look inward. Our own minds, filled with curiosity and new thoughts, hold their own kind of wealth. What unique ideas do you have? It makes you pause, doesn't it, to consider that our most precious possessions might be those invisible sparks, the ones that make us see the world in a new light. Perhaps true value isn't just in what we collect, but in the quiet, powerful whispers of our own imagination. The power of just starting. What if the hardest part of anything, really, isn't finishing, but just beginning? Do you ever have a great idea, a big plan, but then it just sits there, feeling too heavy to lift? That first step can often be the scariest. We picture the whole mountain, the entire journey stretched out, and it feels impossible. But here's the thing, no journey truly begins until you take that single, tiny step forward. It's not about being perfect, it's simply about moving. Even a small push can create huge momentum. Ancient thinkers, long ago, understood this deep truth. There's a saying we still use today, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's so simple, but it tells us something incredibly important. Even the biggest tasks, the most amazing goals, are just a collection of small beginnings. No grand plan ever came to life without someone, somewhere, just doing the first thing. Think about learning to ride a bike. You didn't just hop on and pedal perfectly the first time. You probably wobbled. You might have fallen, but you had to first get on, push off, even just a little. That first attempt, that wobbly moment, was the power of just starting. It's like a tiny seed planted in the ground. It doesn't become a giant tree overnight. It needs that first quiet moment, buried in the soil, to begin its incredible growth. So, if there's something you've been putting off, a goal that feels too big or scary to even think about, remember this: the very first move is often the only one that truly matters in the beginning. It frees something inside you. It shifts your focus. It's not about seeing the whole path ahead, but trusting that one small step will naturally lead to the next. And that, in itself, is a powerful kind of quiet magic, a soft courage that can change everything. Why they don't follow the crowd? Have you ever felt that quiet pull? That little voice inside that questions what everyone else is doing? It's a feeling many of us know. We often want to fit in, to be part of the group, and that's a very natural human thing. But here's the thing about those who build great wealth, or who simply live truly rich lives. They often choose a different path. They don't just walk where everyone else is walking. This isn't about being rebellious for no reason. It's about something deeper. It's about thinking for yourself, really thinking, even when it feels lonely. Imagine a river flowing. Most of the water follows the main current, moving swiftly in one direction. But sometimes, a small eddy forms a quiet pool where the water moves differently, maybe even in circles for a moment, observing the main flow. The rich often act like that eddy. They pause, they look, they consider other ways. Even philosophers long ago, like Socrates, taught us about questioning. He asked tough questions, even when it made people uncomfortable, because he believed finding truth was more important than just agreeing. And that's a powerful idea. It takes courage to stand apart, to say, maybe there's another way to see this. Think about when everyone in class is talking about the newest video game, and you're deeply interested in learning to play a musical instrument, or coding, or painting. It might feel like you're missing out on the fun, but that choice, that leaning into your own unique interest, that's you not following the crowd. It's you listening to your inner voice. This might work for you. And that's often how big ideas, how new ways of doing things, Even how new fortunes are made, by seeing something others missed because they were too busy looking at the same old thing. So, it's not about being difficult. It's about independence of mind. It's about having the quiet strength to trust your own thoughts, your own path, even when it looks different from everyone else's. And there's a quiet beauty in that, a real sense of peace in knowing you are truly walking your own way, learning from your own failures. Have you ever felt that crushing weight when you've really messed up? Like you've said the wrong thing, or tried your absolute best at something important, and it still just didn't work out. It's a powerful gut feeling, isn't it? A mix of disappointment, and maybe even a little bit of shame. But here's the thing. Those moments, the ones that sting the most, are actually hidden lessons. They are not dead ends meant to stop you. Instead, they are detours, showing you a different path. A wiser way forward you might not have seen otherwise. Think about this idea. Ancient Greek thinkers like Socrates talked about knowing yourself. A big part of that wisdom came from understanding your own limits and where you stumbled. They didn't see mistakes as weaknesses. For them, errors were necessary steps on the road to deeper understanding. It's like a scientist in a lab. They rarely get the right answer on the very first try. They test, they experiment, they see what doesn't work, sometimes hundreds of times. Every failed experiment isn't a defeat. It's valuable data, a clear instruction telling them what not asterisk to do next time. It brings them closer to the breakthrough. Let's imagine you're learning a brand new trick on your skateboard. You try, and you fall. A lot. Your knees might get scraped, your confidence might dip. But each fall isn't just pain. It's your body and brain working hard, figuring out balance, timing, and exactly how your feet need to move. You adjust a tiny bit after each attempt. Maybe you lean more, or push off differently, and then, one day, you land it. That success feels incredibly sweeter, doesn't it? It's because of every single time you crashed and got back up. Those scrapes and stumbles, they taught you resilience. So, when you next face a moment where things don't go as planned, try to see it from this new perspective. It's not a sign that you're not good enough. Instead, it's an invitation to pause, to look closer, and to learn something truly new about yourself and the world. Every mistake is a quiet whisper, a powerful teaching. It's proof that you dared to try. And trying, even when it leads to a stumble, is often the bravest and most important thing you can do. It's how we truly build strength and grow. The sneaky power of small improvements. Have you ever wondered how some people build amazing things, not with one huge effort, but quietly, day by day? It's like a mountain forming, one tiny pebble at a time. We often look for big, instant fixes, but true, lasting power comes from something smaller, something many miss, the quiet, invisible force of small improvements. Think about ancient Greek Aristotle. He taught we become what we repeatedly do, not what we wish we did, but what we actually do, day after day. It's not about doing something perfectly once, it's doing something a little better, every single day. This idea echoed through history. Small, constant efforts compound, like a tiny stream carving a deep canyon. The real magic happens when you just keep going. Imagine reading just 10 pages of a good book every night. Not much, right? Maybe 15 minutes, but consistently, over 1 year, you'll finish many books. You'll learn so much. Someone who tries to read a whole book in one weekend, gets overwhelmed and quits, won't get anywhere near that. The rich often understand this. Success isn't always a jackpot. It's about the steady, quiet work that builds real wealth, deep knowledge, or powerful skills. It's the patient growth others don't see until it's already big. So, it's a gentle reminder. Every tiny step forward, no matter how small or unseen, holds a quiet promise. It's a soft act of faith in tomorrow. In a world chasing instant wins, remembering the quiet strength of tiny, consistent effort can be your most personal secret. Your biggest victories might be built from humble, everyday choices, one small step at a time. They appreciate what they have. Have you ever gotten something you really wanted, like a new video game or a special outfit, only for the intense excitement to fade after a while? You wished for it, dreamed about it, but then it just became normal. Here's the thing, many people, even those with great wealth, understand this feeling, and here's one of their quiet secrets. They actively work to appreciate what's already in their lives, instead of just chasing the next big thing. It's not about being content with nothing, or never striving for more. It's about that deep, calm feeling of truly valuing what you possess. Asterisk right now. Asterisk. Think back to wise people from long ago, like the Roman philosopher Seneca. He wrote that true happiness wasn't about collecting more stuff or owning grand estates. It was about enjoying simple things and being at peace with what you already had. He knew that endlessly chasing more only leads to endless wanting. Like drinking salt water when you're thirsty, it never truly satisfies. This isn't just an old idea. Our brains are wired to do this. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. It means we get used to new things, good or bad, very quickly. That amazing new phone feels less amazing after a month. So, for those who find lasting joy, the trick is to actively fight that getting used to it feeling. It's like having a beautiful view outside your window. At first, you stare captivated. Then, it becomes just background. The real secret is to keep noticing it, to intentionally let its beauty and calm touch you every single day, as if seeing it for the very first time. It's a quiet strength, a way to make your own inner world feel full and truly rich. It's looking at your favorite comfy blanket and remembering how warm and safe it makes you feel, or watching a sunset and letting its vibrant colors soak into your soul. This practice doesn't cost money, it simply asks for your attention. It makes your life feel profoundly rich, no matter what you own. It helps you see the real gifts, the ones money can't buy, already surrounding you. And that's a secret worth living by. How they find good advice. Have you ever looked at someone successful and wondered, how do they always know what to do? It feels like they have a secret map, right? Here's the thing, it's not just about money for fancy consultants. Often, rich people seek advice in a specific way. They don't just ask anyone. They ask people who have actually done what they want to achieve. Think about how people learned long ago. If you wanted to build a strong boat, you wouldn't ask someone who only read about boats. You'd go to the old fisherman, the one with calloused hands, who built many and sailed them through storms. He lived the experience. His advice wasn't just facts, it was wisdom forged from real life. That kind of seeking hasn't changed for those looking for truly valuable advice. It's like wanting to become a great skateboarder. Would you ask your science teacher for kickflip tips? Probably not. You'd go to the kid who spends every afternoon at the skate park. The one with scuffed shoes who's fallen 100 times but also landed that kickflip 1,000 times. They understand the fear, the balance, the tiny adjustments your foot needs. They tell you how it feels, not just how it looks. And that's where the deeper feeling comes in. This kind of advice, from someone who has truly lived it, carries a weight simple facts can't touch. It's like a warm hand on your shoulder, guiding you with shared understanding, not just words. It teaches you that true wisdom isn't found in abstract theories, but in the sweat, the struggles, and the quiet triumphs of human experience. It makes you think. Who in your life gives advice from a place of deep knowing? Because often, the most precious insights come from hearts that have walked the path before you. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? Real guidance waits in the lived stories of others. Why being generous pays off. Have you ever wondered why helping someone else feels so good? It's a strange thing, isn't it? We give away our time, or a little bit of what we have, and somehow, we end up feeling richer. It's not just a nice thought, it's a powerful truth. Generosity isn't only about grand gestures or big donations. It's the small, quiet choices we make every day. Sharing your lunch with a friend who forgot theirs. Spending a moment to listen when someone feels down. Holding a door open for a stranger. These acts might seem small, but they create ripples. Ancient thinkers, long before us, observed this pattern. They saw that communities where people helped each other grew stronger. It's like a garden. If you plant a seed and nurture it, the plant grows and gives back fruits or flowers. But if everyone in the garden only takes and never gives, the soil becomes barren, and nothing thrives. Here's the thing, giving activates something special in our brains. When we help someone, our brain releases chemicals that make us feel happy and connected. This isn't just a warm, fuzzy feeling, it's a real, measurable effect. Think about it like this. Imagine you're throwing a ball. If you keep holding onto it, the game stops. But when you throw it to someone, they can throw it back, and the game continues, becoming more fun for everyone. Giving is a bit like that. You send something good out into the world, and often, not always in the way you expect, good things start to come back to you. It might be a smile, a kind word, or just a quiet satisfaction that you made a difference. And that's why it matters so much. It builds connections, not just between people, but within yourself, too. It reminds you that you have something valuable to offer, and that feeling, that sense of being connected and useful, is a treasure the rich and poor alike can hold. It's a quiet strength that grows each time you choose to give. They really think about what they spend. What if I told you that people who have a lot of money often think more about every dollar they spend, not less? It's not always about flashing fancy cars or buying everything they see without a second thought. It's about something deeper. Here's the thing. They see their money not just as something to spend for instant fun, but as a powerful tool, a resource. They look at what they buy and ask, is this truly worth it? Will this last? Does this really help me or make things better in the long run? Will it grow? This isn't a new idea, actually. Long ago, wise thinkers like the ancient Greeks talked about something called prudence. That's a fancy word, but it just means being careful and smart about your choices, especially with your resources. They believed that making thoughtful choices, even with small things, wasn't about being stingy, but about creating bigger, more meaningful outcomes. It's like planting a tiny seed and carefully making sure it gets exactly the right sunlight and water to grow into a strong, tall tree. Instead of just throwing seeds randomly and hoping for the best, think about it this way. Imagine you're saving up for something super important to you. Maybe a new video game console or a special gift for someone you really care about. You don't just spend your allowance on the first candy bar or trinket you see, right? You pause. You think about what you really want. The bigger goal. You might compare prices or decide to wait a bit longer to get exactly the right thing that will bring lasting joy. It's a lot like a chef carefully picking out the freshest, most perfect ingredients for a meal they want to be delicious and memorable. Instead of just grabbing whatever is closest, every choice matters. So it's not simply about being rich in money, but being rich in intention. It's about putting real thought into your actions and understanding that every choice, big or small, has a ripple effect. It shapes not just what you own, but who you are becoming and the kind of future you build. And maybe, just maybe, that kind of careful, mindful thought is a quiet, powerful secret we can all use, no matter how much money is in our pocket. It's about valuing purpose more than just the price tag. Your energy is your fuel. Have you ever had a day where you just felt empty, like your battery was totally drained? It's a feeling we all know. And here's the thing, your energy is a secret superpower. It's not just about how tired your body feels, it's also about what powers your mind and your heart. This isn't some complex scientific idea, it's a simple truth. Your ability to learn, to dream, to care, to build, all of it runs on energy. Think about it like a phone. When its battery is low, it slows down, apps crash. Eventually, it just turns off. Your body and mind work in a similar way. If you're not taking care of your energy, everything else gets harder. Long ago, even ancient Greek thinkers talked about something called vitality. They knew that living fully wasn't just about having food or shelter. It was about having a strong, vibrant spirit and body. They understood that this inner fire allowed people to create and explore. So, how do you protect this vital fuel? Imagine your day as a series of choices that either fill your tank or empty it. Negative thoughts, arguments, too much screen time late at night, these are like tiny leaks. But good sleep, laughing with friends, a walk outside, learning something new that excites you, these are like stops at a gas station, filling you up. You can't just keep going on empty. You have to be mindful of what you let in and what you let out, and that's why it matters so much. When you protect your energy, you're not just helping yourself. You're giving yourself the power to be present, to achieve your goals, and truly live. It's the engine for everything you want to become. So, treat your energy as something precious you must guard. It's the very source of your potential. The secret of always being prepared. Have you ever felt that sinking feeling when you're caught off guard? Maybe a pop quiz, or a sudden change of plans you weren't ready for. Here's the thing. Being prepared isn't just about having your books ready for school. It's a deeper kind of readiness. It's about how you face the world, knowing that life will throw unexpected curveballs. Ancient thinkers, like the Stoics, talked about this a lot. They didn't just hope for good things. They spent time thinking about what could go wrong. Not to be gloomy, but to be strong. They called it premeditation of evils, which sounds scary, but it really means thinking ahead. It means understanding that life isn't always smooth. It's like knowing winter is coming, so you prepare your home, not just with a coat, but with a deeper sense of readiness for the cold days ahead. Think about a backpack. You don't just fill it with what you need for today. Maybe you tuck in an extra snack, a fully charged power bank, a small first aid kit, even a lightweight rain jacket. You hope you won't need them, but you feel a quiet confidence knowing they are there, just in case. That's the feeling. It's not about being afraid of what might happen. It's about feeling capable, ready for whatever the day brings. It's a quiet shield, built not from fear, but from foresight. This kind of preparation isn't about being perfect. It's about giving yourself a gift, the gift of peace. When you've considered the twists and turns, even just a little, you walk with a different kind of calm. You feel more grounded. So, the rich don't just have money. They cultivate this inner readiness. They understand that true security comes not from avoiding problems, but from having the quiet strength to meet them. It's a feeling of inner strength that nobody can take away from you, and that's why it matters. They build skills, not just resumes. Have you ever stopped to think about what really lasts? What truly makes someone capable, beyond just what their report card says, or what awards they've won? Here's the thing, many rich people, the ones who create big things and lead, they focus on building skills, not just on making their resume look good. They care deeply about what they can do what they understand not just what they can list . It's about having actual knowledge and ability inside you. Imagine someone in ancient times learning to be a master craftsman. They spent years, maybe decades, working with wood or metal. They learned from mistakes. They felt the grain of the wood, understood how it would bend. Their skill wasn't just a paper certificate. It was in their hands, their eyes, their very being. It was a part of them. Deep down, don't think about learning to play a musical instrument, like the piano. You can practice just enough to pass a test and get a good grade. That's like putting plays piano on your resume. But a true musician spends countless hours. They struggle with hard pieces. They learn scales. They understand how to make the music sound beautiful and feel right. They might even compose their own songs. This can help you understand the difference. The real skill is not the grade. It's the ability to sit down and create something wonderful, to express emotions through sound. It's the hours spent failing and trying again, the lessons learned deep in their muscles and mind. That skill becomes a part of them forever. So, here's what I found. The real treasures aren't the titles or the lists. They are the things you learn, the abilities you grow inside yourself. These skills become your strength. They give you confidence because you know you can do something. Truly, they are the real wealth, the quiet power that no one can ever take away from you. It's about growing yourself, from the inside out, into someone who can truly build, create, and overcome. And that's why it matters. Understanding risk, not avoiding it. Have you ever felt that little shiver, that knot in your stomach when something new or uncertain shows up? Maybe it's a big test, or trying out for a team. It can feel like danger, right? Our first thought is often to just avoid it, to stay safe. But here's the thing. Always avoiding challenges means missing out on much of life's real beauty. Risk isn't only about something bad happening. It's about stepping into the unknown. It's the chance, good or bad, of new things happening from our choices. Think about ancient explorers. They didn't know what lay beyond the horizon. They risked getting lost, facing storms. But they didn't avoid the sea. They learned currents, studied stars, prepared. That's how they discovered new lands. They learned about risk, not running from it. It's like learning to ride a bike. When you first get on, you wobble. You know you might fall, it might hurt. You could just never try, and you'd never fall. But you'd also never feel the wind on your face, never race your friends, never find that amazing freedom. Instead of just avoiding a fall, you learn to balance, steer, and recover. You understand the risk, practicing until it becomes a small part of a bigger, more joyful experience. Life isn't about building walls against problems. It's about learning to navigate paths, even the bumpy ones. It's about seeing that things which scare us, things that feel risky, are often the doors to our greatest adventures. When we understand risk, fear doesn't vanish, but courage grows. We find quiet strength to step forward, knowing every step, even shaky, helps us become who we're meant to be. Why they don't always listen to experts. Have you ever wondered why someone, especially someone with a lot of resources, might not always follow the advice of the smartest people around them? It feels a little strange, right? Like, why wouldn't you listen to a brilliant doctor or a wise financial advisor? Here's the thing. Sometimes, for those who reach the highest levels, their journey isn't just about following rules. It's about charting new territory. Imagine a time, long ago, when everyone believed the sun revolved around the earth. Experts, learned people, all agreed. But then, someone like Copernicus came along. He looked at the stars, thought deeply, and dared to suggest a different truth. He wasn't disrespecting the knowledge before him. He was seeing a new pattern, a different possibility. His quiet conviction led him to a path no expert had considered. That it's a bit like an artist. An art teacher might tell you the best way to mix colors or draw a face, and that advice is important. It builds a foundation. But what if you have a wild, beautiful idea for a painting that breaks all those rules? What if your vision is so unique, so deeply felt, that following the usual steps just won't capture it? You respect the teacher, you know their wisdom, but you have to trust your own hand, your own heart, to create something nobody has ever seen. For some, their dreams are that different. Their path is that personal. They listen, yes, they learn, but sometimes, a quiet voice inside tells them to take a different road. One that feels risky, one that goes against common sense, but feels undeniably right for them. It's a deep faith in their own unique perspective, a silent knowing that their journey might require them to walk alone for a while, even when the experts point elsewhere. It's not defiance, it's destiny calling them down a less traveled path. The power of a good morning routine. The power of a good morning routine. Have you ever noticed how some days just feel smoother, like everything clicks, and you're ready for whatever comes your way? Other days, though, it's a struggle from the moment your eyes open. Here's the thing. How you start your day often decides how the whole day plays out. It's not just getting out of bed. It's building a quiet, strong foundation for your mind and spirit. Even before the world gets loud, think about it. For thousands of years, even the wisest people understood this. Ancient philosophers, like the Stoics in Greece, believed in morning rituals. They didn't have fancy apps or complicated schedules. They just used those first few moments to think about their purpose, to prepare their minds for challenges, and to find gratitude. They knew that if you control your first hour, you have a better chance of controlling your whole day. It's about taking charge of yourself, quietly, before anyone else demands your attention. It's a bit like a rocket launch. Before a rocket leaves the ground, countless checks and precise countdowns happen. You wouldn't just throw a switch and hope it works, right? A good morning routine is like that pre-launch sequence for you. It's not about being perfect, but about being intentional. Maybe it's 5 minutes of quiet breathing, or writing down one thing you're grateful for, or just drinking water slowly. These small, deliberate actions build mental strength. They tell your brain, we are in control here. We are ready. So, what if you could give yourself that silent, powerful beginning every day? What if you could choose peace and purpose over rushing and chaos? It's not about being rich. It's about being thoughtful with your most precious resource, your time, especially the quiet moments you have with yourself. And that's why it matters. It's a secret not because it's hidden, but because we often forget its quiet, deep power. They simplify their life, not complicate it. Have you ever looked at someone who seems to have it all, and wondered how they keep everything together without falling apart? It feels like the world keeps piling on more and more, doesn't it? More things to do, more things to buy, more worries to carry. But here's an idea that might surprise you. Many truly successful people, the kind who build lasting happiness and not just wealth, actually do the opposite. They don't add more, they learn to take away. Think about it like this. They simplify. They get rid of the stuff, the tasks, even the thoughts that don't truly matter. For thousands of years, wise thinkers have pointed to this very idea. Ancient philosophers, like the Stoics, believed that true peace and freedom came from within, from controlling your own mind and your desires, not from chasing every new trend or having every fancy item. They found a kind of quiet strength in needing less. They understood that when you're not constantly trying to manage a million things, you have more energy for the important ones. It's a bit like your school backpack. Imagine you just stuff it with every single old paper, every broken crayon, every crumpled note from last week. It gets heavy, messy, and you can never find what you actually need for today's class. Your shoulders ache, and your brain feels just as cluttered. But when you take the time to clean it out, only keeping the books and tools you truly need for that day, it feels lighter. Everything is clear. You know where to find your math homework or your favorite pen. This isn't about being boring or missing out on fun. This is about making space. It's about clearing out the noise in your life and in your head so you can hear what really matters. When you simplify, you make room for calm, for clear thinking, for the people and activities that genuinely bring you joy and meaning. It's about finding a gentle power and letting go of what doesn't serve you, so you can focus on what truly does. That's a secret worth knowing, a path to real peace, more valuable than any treasure. How they protect their time. Have you ever really thought about your most precious possession? It's not your phone, cool shoes, or even money. It's time. The rich, the truly successful ones, understand this. Deep down, they guard their time like a fragile, priceless treasure, because money can be earned back. A moment lost, though, is gone forever. Think about it. We all get the same 24 hours each day. No matter who you are, what your family's like, or how much money you have, the clock ticks for everyone. This idea isn't new. Thousands of years ago, the Roman philosopher Seneca wrote how people waste their lives by wasting their time. He said we treat time like an endless river, but it's actually finite. Like sand slipping through our fingers. It's like when you have a big school project due. You only have certain days. If you spend those days just scrolling or watching endless videos, you'll feel panic as the deadline gets closer. But if you plan, if you dedicate specific time blocks, you feel control. You make real progress. That's how they see all their time. They don't just let life happen. They make careful choices about where every minute goes. They say no to things that don't truly matter, even if they seem fun or important. They build walls around their calendars, protecting moments for work, family, or quiet thought. And so, maybe the biggest secret isn't about some hidden gold. It's about understanding that your life is your time. Every second is a piece of your one precious existence. How you spend those seconds is how you write your story. That's a power we all hold, rich or not. It's a quiet, profound power that shapes everything. Why saying, "I don't know," is okay. Have you ever felt that knot in your stomach? That feeling when someone asks a tough question and you just don't have the answer. It's easy to feel like you're supposed to know everything all the time. We often think there's a secret club for people with all the facts, and you're not in it if you admit confusion. But here's the thing. Admitting "I don't know" is actually a superpower. It's a brave and honest choice, not a weakness. When you say those 3 simple words, you're not giving up. You're opening a door. You're saying, "My mind is ready to learn something new." Think about it. If you pretend to know, you stop looking for answers. But when you admit you're unsure, you invite curiosity. You create space for new knowledge to enter. This is where real growth begins. Long ago, a wise man named Socrates understood this perfectly. He was famous in ancient Greece, but he often said the only thing he truly knew was how much he didn't know. People thought he was smart, but he believed his wisdom came from understanding his own limits. He knew this was the true start of learning. It made him ask more questions and dig deeper than anyone else. It's like building a puzzle. If you pretend you have all the pieces when you actually don't, you'll never finish the picture correctly. But if you honestly see the empty spaces, you know exactly what to look for next. Imagine you're trying to figure out a tough science experiment. If you just guess an answer to seem smart, you might get it wrong and not truly learn. But if you raise your hand and say, "I don't know how to approach this part," your teacher can guide you, or you can look up the information. That moment of admitting you don't know isn't embarrassing. It's the exact moment you start to grow and understand. So, next time that uncertain feeling comes up inside you, remember this. It's okay to not have every single answer. In fact, it's more than okay. It's brave. It's the first step on a path to understanding the world around you, and even yourself. It means you're still curious, still open, still learning, and that's a truly beautiful and powerful thing. The hidden power of consistency. Have you ever wondered how some people build amazing things, or get really good at something, not with one giant leap, but by just showing up? Here's the thing. Real change, the kind that lasts and truly matters, often doesn't come from a single huge moment. It comes from consistency. This means doing something small, but doing it again and again, every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when it feels like it's not making a difference. Think of it like a tiny drip of water. Alone, it's nothing. But over time, that drip can wear away. Stone. Ancient thinkers knew this. There's an old saying that goes, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." It's not about the far-off destination you see. It's about that very first step, and then the next, and the one after that. That consistent movement, even if it's slow, is what actually gets you there. It teaches us that patient effort, day after day, holds a silent strength that most people miss. Imagine trying to learn a new language. You could try to cram for 12 hours straight one day, and you'd probably forget most of it by the next week. But if you spend just 15 minutes every single day, practicing words, listening to a song, reading a short paragraph, that small, consistent effort builds up. Your brain slowly, surely, starts to make connections. It's like building a wall, brick by brick. No single brick is the wall, but every single brick matters. The rich understand this quiet magic. They know that big dreams aren't achieved with one grand gesture, but with countless small, invisible acts of dedication. This can help you understand that your own progress isn't measured by sudden bursts, but by the steady, gentle rhythm of trying, learning, and showing up. It's about trusting the small steps, because those small steps, piled one on top of the other, become something truly powerful and enduring. It's a secret that whispers, not shouts, but changes everything. They look for solutions, not problems. Have you ever faced something so big, so messy, that it just made your stomach drop? Maybe a big test you feel unprepared for, or a friendship misunderstanding that feels impossible to fix. It's a natural human feeling to get stuck, looking at the problem, letting it grow bigger and darker in your mind. Here's the thing though, people who find their way forward, who build amazing lives, often share a secret. They train themselves to see difficulties, not as dead ends, but as puzzles. Think about it like this. Imagine early humans facing a swift river. They could stand there, shaking their heads, saying, "Oh, this river is just too wide. It's a huge problem." And yes, it was a problem, but some among them saw it differently. They looked at the trees nearby, the rocks, the vines. They thought, how can we get to the other side? This way of thinking isn't new. It's a deep part of human history, a drive to overcome. It's what built bridges, discovered medicines, and even helped us understand the stars. So, here's a common example. Maybe your phone breaks right before a crucial assignment is due, and you need it for research. Your first thought might be, "Oh no, this is impossible. My phone is broken, I can't do anything." That's focusing on the problem. But what if you shift? What if you ask, "Okay, the phone is out. What other tools do I have? Can I use a computer? Can I borrow a friend's tablet for an hour? Can I go to the library?" It's about gently pulling your mind away from the panic of the problem itself and nudging it towards what you can do. This isn't about ignoring tough feelings or pretending everything is fine. It's about choosing where you put your energy. It's about taking back a little bit of control, even when things feel overwhelming. When you look for solutions, you find a quiet strength inside you. You learn that even the darkest challenges often hold a tiny door, waiting for you to simply try and open it. And that, in itself, is a profound and lasting comfort. What they learn from everyone. What if the smartest, most successful people you hear about aren't just learning from other rich people or from fancy books? Here's the thing. Often, their biggest secret is a quiet kind of wisdom. They learn from everyone, not just the powerful, but from the everyday person, the quiet observer, the one nobody expects. It's a humble lesson, really. They understand that valuable insights can come from anywhere, from anyone. Think about it like this. Wisdom isn't always found in grand libraries or whispered in important meetings. For centuries, smart thinkers knew this. They would walk among the common people, asking questions, just listening. They learned that understanding how people truly live, how they struggle, how they find joy, gives you a deeper grasp of the world than any textbook ever could. It's about soaking in the small details of human experience. Imagine a brilliant inventor, known for creating something everyone uses. You might think they spent all their time in a lab, but maybe, just maybe, their best idea sparked while they were sitting on a park bench, watching a child play with a broken toy. They saw the problem, the child's simple solution, and a light bulb went off. They didn't look down on the child's perspective. They truly saw it. They saw the value in an everyday moment, in a completely normal interaction. So, here's what this means for all of us. It's a gentle reminder that every person you meet, carries a piece of unique knowledge, a different way of seeing things. Being truly open to that, listening without judgment, is a rare and powerful skill. It's about realizing that some of the greatest lessons aren't taught from a stage, but are quietly offered by the world around us, if we're just willing to notice. It's about finding treasure in the most unexpected places. The truth about being lucky. Have you ever looked at someone and thought, wow, they're so lucky? It feels like some people just get all the good breaks right, like good things just fall into their laps. But what if luck isn't just random chance? What if there's more to it than pure guessing games? Here's the thing. Often what we call luck is really about seeing opportunities and being ready for them. It's like finding $1 on the ground. Was it pure luck? Or were you looking down, paying attention, walking slow enough to notice? Ancient thinkers, even long ago, believed this. A Roman philosopher named Seneca once said something powerful. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. He meant that good fortune doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's often earned because someone put in the work, learned things, and then spotted a chance they could use. Think about it this way. Imagine you love drawing. You spend hours practicing, trying new styles, getting better. One day, your school announces a design contest. Someone who never practices might say, "Oh, I wish I was lucky enough to win." But you, because you prepared, saw that contest as an opportunity. Your skills, your practice, that's your preparation. The contest is the opportunity. When you win, people might say you're lucky, but you know it was a mix of hard work and being ready. It's like a scientist who discovers something new. They spent years studying, doing experiments, sometimes failing a lot. Then, one day, they notice something small, something others might miss. Was it just luck? Or was it all those years of looking, learning, and understanding that helped them see the discovery staring right at them? So, maybe instead of wishing for luck, we can focus on being ready. We can learn more, try more things, pay more attention, because when we do that, we open ourselves up to seeing chances everywhere. And then, when a lucky moment comes, we're not just waiting for it, we're ready to grab it. It's not about being born special. It's about making ourselves ready for what comes next. They make their own opportunities. Do you ever feel like you're just waiting for something good to happen? Maybe you hope for a lucky break, or for someone to open a door for you. Here's the thing. Many truly successful people don't just sit around hoping for chances to appear. They go out and build those chances themselves. They see a gap, a problem, or a need, and instead of waiting for someone else to fix it, they step in. This isn't a new idea, not at all. Thinkers for centuries have talked about taking charge of your own path. It's about being the sculptor of your life, instead of just a block of clay. It means looking at the world and asking, how can I make this better? Or what's missing here? And then being the one to create the answer. It's a very active way of living. A quiet push to shape your own world. Think about it like this. Imagine you love drawing, but your school doesn't have an art club. You could wait for a teacher to start one, which might never happen. Or, you could gather a few friends, find a teacher who might sponsor it, and create the club yourself. You didn't wait for permission or for someone else to give you that opportunity to draw with others. You made it. You saw the blank space, and you filled it. It's like a scientist who sees a problem in the world, like a new disease, and doesn't just hope for a cure. They dedicate their life to finding one. It's a quiet kind of power, knowing you don't have to wait for the world to hand you something. You can shape it, even in small ways. It means your future isn't just something that happens *to you. It's something you get to build, piece by piece, with your own hands and your own ideas. It gives you a deep sense of purpose, knowing you are the one creating your own path. Why'd they stay calm under pressure? Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to stay totally calm, even when everything around them is falling apart? It's like they have some hidden shield, a secret superpower that keeps them steady. We might wonder if they just don't care, or if they're built differently. But here's the thing, it's not magic. Rich people feel stress, just like you and me. They get scared, worried, and frustrated, but they learn how to handle these big feelings better. It's a skill they practice, like a musician practicing scales, or an athlete training for a big game. They build a mental muscle that helps them breathe through chaos, instead of letting it take over. Even way back, thousands of years ago, smart thinkers understood this. Ancient philosophers talked about focusing only on what you can control. They knew your reaction to a tough moment is often more powerful than the moment itself. You can't stop the storm, but you can learn how to sail your boat through it. People dealing with big money and huge decisions have to master this. They can't afford to let panic steer their ship. Don't think about a diver preparing to jump from a high platform. Up there, their heart might race, but they don't give in to the fear. Instead, they focus on their breath, their form, and the exact moment they need to push off. They've imagined this jump 1,000 times. Their mind finds a quiet space, even amidst rushing thoughts. This might work for you, too, whether facing a big test or a tough conversation. So, staying calm under pressure isn't about ignoring feelings or pretending everything is okay. It's about building a strong, quiet center inside yourself. It's about knowing you have a choice in how you respond to life's wobbles. That inner peace, that steady heart, is a kind of wealth no money can buy. It's a gift you give yourself, allowing you to move through life's storms with grace. Understanding true financial freedom. Have you ever really stopped to think about what financial freedom means? Most people picture huge houses, fancy cars, or endless shopping trips, believing it means buying anything you want. But here's the thing. True freedom isn't just about having tons of money. It's about something much deeper, something that touches your spirit. Imagine not having to worry about bills, or about unexpected problems that pop up. Imagine not feeling stuck in a job you dislike just to pay for things. True financial freedom is the quiet, deep power to make choices that truly align with your deepest values, without money being the main boss. It's the ability to say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't, purely because you can. Think about the old Greek philosophers. They talked about ataraxia, a state of calm, free from disturbance or worry. For them, true richness wasn't about gold piles, but about peace of mind. They knew that if your happiness depends only on having more and more, you'll always be chasing something new, never truly content. And that's why this idea of freedom matters so much. Here's an analogy. Imagine you're a ship on the ocean. If you're weighed down by heavy anchors, things like debt, endless wants, or the constant fear of not having enough, you can't sail freely. You're stuck. But financial freedom is like having just enough ballast to stay stable, yet being light enough to catch the wind and go wherever you choose. It's not about having no anchors, but about not being bound by them. It means you can steer your own course, not just drift where the currents take you. So, when we talk about being truly free with money, we're really talking about being free in your life. It's about building a life where your days are guided by purpose and peace, not by the constant scramble for more. It's a quiet, powerful feeling of being truly, deeply at peace with your resources, knowing you have enough to live the life you want to choose. They don't waste their youth. Have you ever really thought about your time? Not just the clock ticking, but the actual days you have, especially now, when you're young. Here's the thing. Many successful people, the ones with a lot of wealth and influence, understand something deep about youth. They know it's not just a period to wait through. They see it as a powerful, limited window of opportunity, a time for building, for growing, for shaping the person they will become. Imagine a gardener. When a plant is young, its roots grow so fast and reach deep, right? It takes less effort to shape it, to train it, to grow straight and strong. But once that plant is older, its roots are set, its branches stiff. Changing its direction becomes much harder, sometimes impossible. Our youth is a lot like that young plant. Your mind is flexible, your energy is high. You can absorb new ideas like a sponge, learn skills quickly, and form habits that will stick. Ancient thinkers, even thousands of years ago, talked about this. They weren't just saying have fun. They spoke of making the most of each day, yes, but for a purpose. They believed in planting seeds when the soil was rich and fertile, knowing those efforts would become the harvest of their future. It's not about being super serious all the time, or missing out on being a kid. It's about being aware. It's about choosing to learn something new, or trying out a skill, or building a good habit, even when it feels a bit hard at first. Because here's what I found. Those small efforts, those tiny, thoughtful decisions you make today, are like invisible bricks. You stack them one by one, and before you know it, you've built a strong, solid foundation for who you'll become and what you'll achieve. So, this isn't about rushing your life away. It's about truly appreciating the incredible, vibrant energy you have right now. It's about realizing that this moment, your youth, is a gift that you get to open and use. It's a time to plant those seeds, carefully and thoughtfully, for the amazing future you deserve to grow. The importance of having strong opinions. Have you ever felt a deep, quiet certainty about something? A feeling that settles deep inside you, telling you what's right or what's true, even if others see it differently. That's what having a strong opinion means. It's not about shouting or always needing to be right. It's about taking time to truly think, to feel, and to understand your own core beliefs. It means you've explored an idea, considered it, and decided where you honestly stand. This isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a quiet conviction from within. Throughout history, the people who truly changed our world often held firm to their strong opinions. Think about someone like Martin Luther King Jr., whose unwavering belief in equality inspired millions to demand justice. Or scientists like Marie Curie, who faced immense skepticism but held on to her belief in her research, ultimately discovering radioactivity. These weren't easy paths, but their strong convictions were like a hidden force, giving them the courage to stand tall even when the world tried to push them down. Their beliefs were the bedrock of their actions. It's a lot like a tree with deep roots. When winds howl and storms rage, a tree with strong roots stands firm. In the same way, when you have strong opinions, you have deep roots in your own identity. You won't be swayed by every trend or by people telling you what to think. You have your own inner strength, your own inner compass, guiding you through life's many directions. So, having strong opinions isn't about being stubborn or close-minded. It's about building who you are. It's about the quiet power that comes from truly knowing your own heart and mind. When you understand what truly matters to you, you gain a sense of clear direction. You walk with a quiet confidence, pursuing your path with purpose. This kind of inner strength, this deep knowing, offers a genuine freedom that no one can ever take away from you. How they find valuable information. Have you ever wondered why some people just seem to know things? Not like magic, but like they have a secret map to understanding the world. It feels like they have an edge, doesn't it? Here's the thing. Truly valuable information isn't always shouted from the rooftops. It's often found in the quiet corners, in what people don't say, or in patterns others just miss. Think back to ancient times, to thinkers like Socrates. He wasn't rich, but he asked deep questions about everything. He didn't just accept what everyone believed. He poked at ideas, turned them over, and looked for hidden truths. That's a bit like how some people find information today. They don't just read headlines. They dig deeper. They talk to many different people, listening carefully, not just for facts, but for feelings, for feels, for hopes. Imagine you're trying to solve a puzzle, but all the pieces are mixed up. Most people might just try to fit pieces randomly, but someone good at puzzles looks for the edges first, or for pieces with unique colors. They observe, paying attention to details. It's the same with information. They notice little changes, connections between things that seem unrelated. Maybe it's a new store opening in a specific neighborhood, or a quiet change in a company's leadership. These small clues can tell a big story later on. It's about seeing the world with wide open eyes, not just looking, but truly seeing. So, it's not about a magical device or a secret handshake. It's about growing a quiet kind of awareness. It's about asking why and what if, when others simply accept what is. And when you practice this, you start to see the world not as a list of facts, but as a rich tapestry of interwoven stories. Each one has its own hidden thread of truth waiting to be discovered. It's a way of being, a gentle curiosity that makes the world quietly unfold for you. They challenge old ways of thinking. Have you ever looked at something everyone just accepts as true, and wondered, but why? That feeling, that quiet nudge, is powerful. It's how people start to see things differently. The rich, or really, anyone who achieves great things, often has this exact habit. They don't just follow the crowd. They ask big questions about how things are done, why they are, and if there's a better, more thoughtful path. Think about history for a moment. For a long, long time, people believed the sun circled the earth. It felt right, it looked right. But then, scientists like Copernicus and Galileo looked closer. They gathered evidence, and they had the courage to say, what if everything we've been taught, everything we see, is actually wrong? It changed everything. They challenged a very old way of thinking. It's like when you're playing a video game, and everyone tries to beat a level the same way. They jump here, they run there. But what if you stopped, looked around, and found a hidden shortcut, or a completely new strategy? You're challenging the normal way to play. You're saying, maybe there's another path no one else saw. It's not just about being different. It's about being smarter about the problem. The most powerful people often see the world, not just as it is, but as it could be asterisk. They don't accept limits just because they've always been there. They look for cracks in the old ideas. They wonder if a different approach, a new thought, could build something better. It teaches us to gently question, to stay curious, and to always keep our minds open, even to ideas that seem strange at first, because sometimes a quiet question can shift the whole world. The secret of mental strength. Have you ever felt that quiet ache when things go wrong? Maybe you tried your hardest, but didn't get the grade you wanted, or your team lost a game. It hurts, right? In those moments, you might wonder how some people keep going, like they have an invisible shield. Here's the thing. Mental strength isn't about never feeling pain or disappointment. It's not having a shield that blocks every sad moment. Instead, it's what you choose to do asterisk after asterisk those moments hit. It's an inner muscle, built by deciding how to react. This muscle helps you stand back up, even when you feel knocked down. Ancient thinkers, like the Stoics, understood this deeply. They taught we can't always control the rough waves hitting our ship of life. A sudden storm, a hurtful word, these things just happen. But, they said, we can choose how to steer our ship, adjust our sails. We decide what to think and how to act, even when everything feels out of control. It's owning that quiet power inside you. Imagine trying to learn a new skill, like riding a bike. You fall, scrape your knee, it hurts. This is where mental strength comes in. It's the voice that says, it's okay to fall. Get back on, even for a few more tries. It's not ignoring frustration. It's recognizing it, then choosing to push through. Like a tiny seed pushing through hard ground to reach sunlight. It doesn't complain. It just keeps reaching. So, the real secret isn't being fearless. It's being brave enough to feel everything, then choosing your path forward. It's knowing deep within you, you have this power to decide your inner world, no matter what storms rage outside. This quiet, deep strength is a treasure no one can take. It's yours, always. It's a gift you give yourself every day. Why they don't follow trends blindly. Have you ever felt that strong pull to do something, just because everyone else is doing it? Like a new fashion trend or a viral video challenge. It's a natural feeling, wanting to fit in. But here's a quiet secret. The rich, the truly thoughtful ones, often don't just jump on every new thing that comes along. They don't buy the latest gadget or wear the in clothes just because others do. This isn't about being stubborn. It's about something much deeper. Here's the thing. Trends are like waves in the ocean. They come, they crash, and then they're gone. People long ago, thinkers from ancient times, understood that true strength comes from within. They knew that relying on your own good sense, instead of copying what's popular, helps you keep your own path clear. Blindly following can make you lose sight of what you really care about, of who you really are. Think about it like this. Imagine a new game that everyone at school is obsessed with. You might feel a big pressure to play, even if it doesn't truly excite you. But then, there's that one friend who quietly keeps reading their book, or working on their own project. They aren't trying to be difficult. They're just listening to their own inner voice. That person is choosing their own direction, finding their own calm. This way of living isn't just for people with money. It's about understanding what truly lasts, what truly matters. Instead of chasing what's shiny and new for only a short time, it's about having the quiet courage to be yourself, to build something strong and real with your own choices. When you stop being tossed around by every passing wind, you find a steady ground, a place where your own ideas can truly grow. They measure what matters. Have you ever truly stopped to think about what you actually count in your life? Not just grades, or how many followers you have, but what really feels important to you, deep down. Here's the thing. Many successful people, the ones who seem to have built amazing lives, do something simple yet powerful. They don't just count their money. They carefully measure the things that lead to their success and their deepest happiness. They measure what genuinely matters to them. Think about it like this. If you want a beautiful, thriving garden, you don't just count the flowers at the end of summer. You look at how much sun the plants get, how much water they drink, how rich the soil is. You pay attention to all the small things that help them grow. It's a bit like that with life. Even really old thinkers, like a philosopher named Aristotle from ancient Greece, talked about eudaimonia, a big word that basically means living a truly good, flourishing life. They believed true well-being wasn't just about having lots of stuff, but about doing meaningful things and growing as a person. So, instead of just counting your wins, what if you started to measure your effort? Let's say you want to get better at playing guitar. You could just focus on whether you can play a song perfectly. But what if you started to measure how many minutes you practiced each day, or how many new chords you tried? Or maybe you measure how patient you were when you messed up. Instead of giving up, this helps you see your progress, not just your failures. It helps you focus on the journey, on the daily steps, rather than just the distant goal. This isn't about letting numbers control you. It's about learning what truly feeds your soul and helps you grow into the person you want to be. What kind of quiet measurements would help you feel more alive, more engaged, more truly successful in your own unique way? It's a soft reminder that our richest treasures often aren't things we can buy, but things we nurture within ourselves. Day by quiet day, think about what you want to grow, and then softly, gently, start to measure that asterisk. The power of doing what you love. Have you ever noticed how some people just glow when they talk about something? Like, their eyes light up, and they get this energy. Maybe it's a friend who loves building with Legos, or someone who spends hours drawing comics. That feeling, that deep connection, holds a secret many rich people know. It's about finding what truly speaks to your soul, and then pouring your heart into it. Here's the thing, when you do what you love, work doesn't feel like work. It feels like a part of you. Think about Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. He failed thousands of times, but he kept going. Why? Because he loved solving problems and making things that helped people. He wasn't just chasing money, he was chasing a passion. And that passion, that endless drive, often leads to big discoveries and, yes, even great wealth. This isn't only about famous people. Imagine you're playing your favorite video game. Hours can pass, and you don't even notice. You're completely focused, learning, and getting better. That's the flow state. When you find that same deep focus in something that can also help others, or solve a problem, you become unstoppable. You don't get bored. You look for new ways to improve. Your creativity just naturally expands. So, here's what I found. The richest lives, the ones full of purpose and real accomplishment, often start not by chasing money. They start with a quiet, persistent love for an idea, a craft, or a mission. It's about letting your genuine interests guide you. Because when you truly love what you do, you bring a kind of energy and brilliance that nobody can fake. And that energy, that's what truly stands out, making a real difference and building something lasting. How they keep learning, always. Have you ever noticed how a river keeps flowing, never stopping, always finding a new path? It's not just a journey, it's a way of being. This is a quiet truth about many who truly succeed. They are like that river. They never really stop learning. It's not about school grades or getting another diploma. It's about a hunger inside, a gentle curiosity that never fades. They understand that the world is a vast, beautiful book, and every day offers a new page to read. Here's the thing. For hundreds of years, wise people have talked about this. Think of ancient Greek thinkers who simply walked around, asking questions, trying to understand everything from the stars to their own feelings. They didn't have all the answers, and that was okay. In fact, it was the beginning of their wisdom. They believed that knowing what you don't know is the first step to knowing anything at all. It's a humble idea, but a powerful one. Imagine a gardener. They don't just plant a seed and walk away forever. They watch it, learn about its needs, maybe try different soils or amounts of water. Each year, they learn something new from their plants. They notice which ones thrive, which need more care, and they adjust. It's not about being the best gardener right away, but about always trying to understand, always seeking a better way, a softer touch. This constant watching, this gentle adjusting, is learning in its purest form. So, it's not some big, complicated secret. It's about keeping your eyes open, your mind soft, and your heart ready to wonder. It's about understanding that life itself is the greatest classroom, and every sunrise brings a new lesson, if only we are quiet enough to hear it. It's a journey of discovery that adds richness and depth to every single day. They see money as a tool, not a prize. Have you ever felt like money is this big, shining trophy we're all chasing? Like it's the ultimate goal, the thing that proves you've won at life? It's easy to feel that way. We see fancy cars and huge houses, and we think, that's what success looks like. But here's a secret that changes everything. For truly wealthy people, money itself isn't the prize. It's not the end. Instead, they see it as a powerful tool, a kind of magic wand in a giant toolbox. Imagine a carpenter. Does the carpenter celebrate owning the most expensive hammer? No, not really. The hammer is important, yes, but it's just something they use to build a beautiful table, or a sturdy house, or a cozy home for a family. The real prize is the creation, the finished project, the life that gets built inside those walls. Money is like that hammer. It's what helps you build your dreams, your safety, your future. Even a long time ago, when people used seashells or pieces of metal for trade, those items weren't valuable just to look at. They were valuable because they let you do something. They let you buy food, get clothes, or even travel. History shows us money was created to make life easier, to give us choices. Philosophers understood that freedom and opportunity were the real treasures, and money was just a way to reach them. It wasn't about having a pile of gold. It was about what that gold could do for you and your community. So, when someone truly understands this, their whole relationship with money changes. It's no longer just about collecting more. It becomes about what you can create with it. What kind of picture will you paint with your life using this tool? Will you build something lasting? Will you help others? It's about purpose, about the impact you make, and about living a life rich in meaning, far beyond the dollar signs. It's a quieter, deeper kind of richness. The simple magic of gratitude. Have you ever just stopped for a moment and felt truly good about something small? Maybe the warmth of the sun, or the taste of your favorite snack. That quiet, soft feeling inside. Here's the thing, that's gratitude. It's not about waiting for huge, exciting events. It's about noticing the good that's already here, all around you, right now. Wise thinkers throughout history, from ancient philosophers to modern minds, have understood this. They knew being thankful isn't just polite. It's a powerful way to change how you feel. They found it could make a real difference in your inner world. This can help you. When you truly feel grateful, your brain actually lights up. It releases chemicals that make you feel happier and less stressed. It's like your mind gets a little burst of sunshine. Imagine your favorite song comes on, and how it just makes you feel lighter. Gratitude does something similar, but for your whole outlook. For example, you might be having a tough day, but then you remember a funny text from a friend, or you simply notice the comfortable chair you're sitting in. Just pausing to truly appreciate those tiny things can shift your mood. It doesn't erase problems, but it helps you find a calm spot inside. So, here's what I found. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to see the light, even when shadows are long. It helps you build a quiet strength, making your world feel richer, one simple, thankful breath at a time. And that's why it matters. It gently shapes a more peaceful, more hopeful you. Why asking why is important. Have you ever looked at something and wondered, why? Why does the moon follow us? Or why do some people seem so much happier? Asking why is more than simple curiosity. It's how we peel back the world's layers, like an onion, to see what's truly inside. It's how we find real meaning. Here's the thing, people have been asking why for thousands of years. Think about the ancient Greek thinkers, like Socrates. He didn't just accept what everyone told him. He asked why over and over again, not to be annoying, but to find the truth. He wanted to understand why people believed things, or why society worked a certain way. This simple question pushed humanity forward, urging us to look beyond the surface. It's how we learned about the stars, our bodies, and how to build amazing machines. Consider an example from your own life. Maybe you feel frustrated because a friend seems distant. Instead of just getting upset, you could ask yourself, why are they acting this way? Perhaps you find out they're going through something tough at home, and suddenly, your understanding changes. You see the cause beyond their behavior. It's like a scientist asking, why does this experiment turn out differently sometimes? They don't just give up. They dig deeper for the reason. This can help you understand, not just about others, but about yourself too. And that's why it matters. When we ask why, we don't just gather facts. We gain empathy. We connect with the world more deeply. We start to see the hidden currents that move people and events. It's a quiet power, a gentle force that opens your mind and heart. It helps you build a clearer picture of the world and a stronger, kinder picture of yourself. It's an invitation to truly understand, not just observe. They teach themselves new stuff. Have you ever wondered what happens after school? when there are no more tests or required reading lists. It's a quiet truth, but a big one. Some people never stop learning, not because they have to, but because they choose to. They carry this deep, gentle curiosity with them, like a hidden light. For them, the world isn't just something to live in, it's a giant, endless classroom. This idea isn't new. Think about thinkers from long ago, like the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. He didn't have a school building in the way we do. Instead, he walked around, talking to people, asking questions, digging into ideas. He learned by exploring the world and challenging what he thought he knew. Or even someone like Benjamin Franklin, who, without a fancy degree, taught himself so much about electricity, writing, and how the world works. He just kept reading, experimenting, and figuring things out. Here's the thing, this isn't about being a genius. It's more like when you learn a new dance move from a video, or figure out how to build something cool online, just by watching and trying. You don't get a grade for it, but you feel that little burst of pride and understanding. You see a problem, or something interesting, and you decide to chase the answer. That feeling, that personal drive, makes you better and smarter, often without even realizing it. So, this quiet act of always teaching yourself, it's like tending a garden inside your mind. You plant new seeds of knowledge, you watch them grow. It means you're always a little bit more prepared for what life brings. It means you're never truly stuck, because you know you can always learn your way forward. It's a peaceful kind of power, knowing that the journey of understanding never has to end. The secret of staying focused. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to get so much done, while others jump from one thing to another, never really finishing anything? Here's the thing, it's not about having some magic superpower. The secret to staying focused isn't about being perfectly still, or never having a wandering thought. It's about gently choosing where you want to put your attention, even when your mind tries to pull you in 1,000 different directions. Think of it like this, your mind is incredibly powerful, but it's also easily distracted. Long ago, even ancient philosophers understood this. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who lived almost 2,000 years ago, wrote in his private journal about the importance of being present. He didn't have phones buzzing, but he knew how hard it was to keep his thoughts from straying. He saw focus as a kind of inner strength, something you could train, like a muscle. He understood that true power comes from choosing to be right here, right now, with what you're doing. And here's how it works in your daily life. Imagine you're trying to read a book, but your phone keeps lighting up. Each buzz is like a tiny tug, pulling your mind away. If you let it, your focus gets broken into tiny pieces, like a mirror shattering. But what if you put your phone away for just 20 minutes? Suddenly, your mind has fewer places to go. It's like pointing a strong flashlight at one specific spot, instead of swinging it wildly around. That single beam is much more powerful. This can help you not just with homework, but with everything. When you choose to truly focus, even on a small task, you connect more deeply with it. You're giving it your full self. And that's why it matters. It's not about perfection. It's about choosing, again and again, to bring your mind back to the moment. It's a quiet kind of power, making your time feel more real and more yours. It makes the world around you feel a little less blurry and a lot more meaningful. How they find inner strength. Have you ever wondered where true strength comes from? Not the kind that lifts weights, but the quiet, deep power that helps someone stand tall when everything else feels like it's falling apart. Here's the thing, many people, even those who seem to have it all, face tough moments. And in those moments, they don't look outward for solutions as much as they look inward. This isn't some big secret magic. It's about understanding that you carry a steady flame inside you. Thousands of years ago, wise thinkers observed that life is full of things we can't control. But they also taught that we can control how we react to those things. This ancient idea is still powerful today. It's about choosing your attitude, even when faced with unfairness or struggle. Think of a tree in a strong wind. The wind pushes and pulls, bending its branches almost to the breaking point. But the tree doesn't break. Why? Because its roots go deep into the earth. Those roots are its inner strength, anchoring it firmly. They aren't visible, but they are absolutely essential for survival. For us, our roots are our beliefs, our values, our quiet determination. They are what ground us when the storms of life hit. So, how do the rich, or anyone really, find this inner strength? It's not from money or power. It's from turning inward, understanding what truly matters to them, and finding peace in their own mind. It's knowing that while the world outside might be loud and chaotic, there's a quiet, strong place within you that no one can touch. This inner peace, this deep understanding of yourself, that's where true, lasting strength is found. They don't let fear stop them. Have you ever felt that icy grip of fear, that tight knot in your stomach when you think about trying something new, or speaking up, or stepping outside what's comfortable? Most of us have, but here's the thing about people who build amazing lives. The ones we often call rich, not just in money, but in experiences and true success. They feel that fear too. They aren't fearless. Instead, they just don't let it win. They acknowledge the fear, sometimes even tremble a little. But then they take that step anyway. Think about ancient philosophers, like Seneca, who lived thousands of years ago. He talked about how we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. A lot of our fear comes from what we think might happen, not what is actually happening. It's a story our mind tells us, and we can choose whether to believe it or not. The powerful choice is to keep moving, even with that story whispering doubts. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a high dive board for the first time. Your heart pounds. Your legs feel shaky. Your mind screams, what if I mess up? What if it hurts? That's fear. Someone who doesn't let fear stop them still feels all of that. But they remember how fun swimming is, or how good it feels to conquer a challenge. So they take a deep breath, and they jump. They don't wait until the fear disappears, because it might never truly go away. They just act despite it. It's not about being brave all the time. It's about recognizing that fear is a feeling, like any other. It can be a signal, sure, but it shouldn't be the master of your choices. What beautiful things might you create? What adventures might you find if you learn to acknowledge that fear, nod at it, and then simply choose to keep going? It's a quiet power, this choice, and it opens up a world of possibilities. The power of your own unique path. Have you ever felt like you should be doing what everyone else is doing? Like there's one main road to follow? Here's the thing. Your life isn't a highway where everyone drives in the same lane. It's more like a vast, beautiful landscape, and you get to discover your own trail. Your particular way of seeing the world, your specific talents, and even your quiet dreams are not mistakes. They are your superpowers. People have thought about this for a long time. Wise people through history often talked about finding your true calling. They knew that trying to fit into someone else's mold can make you feel lost, even if that mold looks perfect for others. Your path is yours. It means trusting that what makes you different is exactly what makes you strong. Think about a garden. Not every flower needs the same sunlight, soil, or water to grow. A sunflower reaches for the sky in full sun, while a fern thrives in the shade. Both are beautiful and strong, but they grow in their own ways, needing their own special conditions. You are like that flower or fern. You have unique needs and your own way of blooming. Trying to force a fern into direct sunlight or a sunflower into deep shade wouldn't work. It would actually hurt them. So here's what it comes down to. Your truest strength comes from being completely, wonderfully you. It's about listening to that quiet voice inside, the one that tells you what excites you, what makes you feel alive. When you follow that voice, you're not just walking a path, you're creating one. Your unique path holds a kind of power and joy that no one else's journey ever could. That's where your real riches lie. Why they help others succeed. Have you ever paused to wonder why some incredibly wealthy people actively work to help others achieve their own dreams? It might seem strange at first. You'd think they'd want to keep all the success to themselves, right? But here's the thing. Many of them understand something really deep. They know that true prosperity isn't a pie that gets smaller when you share it. Instead, it's more like a garden. The more seeds you plant, and the more you help those seeds grow, the bigger and richer your own garden becomes. Think back to ancient times. Even before big cities, people lived in tribes or small villages. If one person found a new way to hunt or grow food, they shared that knowledge. Why? Because a stronger, healthier village meant everyone was safer and had enough to eat. The community thrived together. It wasn't just about charity. It was about building a stronger world for everyone, including themselves. Philosophers have long talked about how our own well-being is tied to the well-being of others. It's like when you're working on a group project at school. If one person is struggling, and you take the time to explain something, or help them understand, the whole group benefits. Your grade improves, yes, but also, you've strengthened your own understanding, and you've built a better team. The success of one helps everyone else shine brighter. So, It's not just about money for these people. It's about building something lasting. It's about seeing their own future reflected in the success of others, and knowing they played a part in it. This feeling, this connection, this impact, it's a different kind of wealth. One that fills your heart and makes life feel truly full. And that's why it matters. Helping others isn't just kind. It's a profound way to make your own existence richer, deeper, and more meaningful. Your values are your true compass. Have you ever had a moment where you just knew something was right or deeply wrong? That feeling inside, that quiet voice, it's more than just a gut instinct. It's your values speaking. Think of your values as the stars in your night sky, always there, even when clouds hide them. They are the deep beliefs about what truly matters to you. Things like honesty, kindness, fairness, or courage. They aren't rules someone else gave you. They are your core beliefs, the things you hold most dear. For hundreds of years, thinkers and leaders have talked about what makes a good life, a life you can be proud of. They realized that happiness isn't just about getting what you want, but about living in a way that feels true to who you are. The ancient Greeks, for instance, spoke a lot about virtues, good qualities like wisdom and bravery. They believed these were essential for a well-lived life, and that's why it matters. Your values are those virtues you choose to live by. Here's what I found. It's a bit like a real compass. A compass always points north, no matter how much you spin around. It doesn't tell you where to go specifically, but it always shows you your true direction. Your values work the same way. When you face a tough choice, maybe between fitting in or standing up for someone, or doing what's easy versus what's right, your values are that steady north. They don't make the choice, for you, but they tell you which way aligns with your deepest self. So, think about what truly moves you. What makes you feel proud? What makes you angry when it's missing in the world? Getting to know your own values is like finding your true north. It gives you a quiet strength, a sense of purpose that no amount of money or fame can ever buy. And that's a treasure richer than any secret. They know real wealth isn't just money. Have you ever stopped to really think about what rich truly means? Most of us picture huge houses, fancy cars, and piles of cash. And yes, those things are part of it. But here's the thing. Truly wealthy people, the ones who seem to have it all, often understand something deeper. They know that real wealth isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. Imagine someone with all the money in the world, but they're always stressed, always working, never seeing their family. They might have a big house, but no time to genuinely enjoy it. They might own expensive things, but feel a real emptiness inside. For hundreds of years, wise thinkers have talked about this. They said that true richness comes from a full life, not just full pockets. It's about feeling well, having good connections with people, and enjoying your moments. Think about a garden. You can buy the most expensive seeds, the fanciest tools, but if you don't spend time tending to the soil, giving it water, pulling out weeds, the garden won't truly flourish. It won't give you fruit, or flowers, or a peaceful place to sit. It's like that with life. Your time, your health, the kindness you share, the friends you make, these are the soil and water of your life. They can't be bought. They are grown with care. So, maybe the secret isn't just about getting more money. Maybe it's about seeing what you already have. It's about understanding that peace of mind, strong friendships, and the freedom to spend your time wisely are precious treasures even money can't buy. And those treasures, they're often right there, waiting for you to truly notice them.